tell you good night, 'cause I'll find a better one. Yeah, susceptible night before the moment flies. Ooh, so tell you good night, 'cause I'll find a better one. Ooh, susceptible night before the moment flies. It's not a problem, no, 'cause I know what I'm getting into. Yes. Yeah, and nothing can stop me. No, 'cause I'm addicted to what you and I realize. Lead the way, I follow. No need to say where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all. So tell you good night, 'cause I'll find a better one. Yeah, susceptible night before the moment flies. Before it flies. So tell you good night, 'cause I'll find a better one. Susceptible night before the moment flies.
All right, guys, what is up? What is up? Welcome back to the Locked In Podcast, episode 76. Sorry for the delay there. Some severe technical difficulties with the DMS server and all different stuffs. Computers on our side, decided to do updates at the last second. Unfortunately, right in time to go live here. So, guys, appreciate you guys for bearing with us here. So, as we said, this is episode 76 of the podcast on this Thursday evening, last day in March. And tonight, if you guys saw the promotion, what we're talking about are the big thing that was very, very requested by a lot of people.
Very definitely asked about
Sunday. Yeah, the altercation with Chris Rock and Will Smith. We're ultimately just going to talk about the situation a little bit, things that kind of led up to it. We're going to talk about the bigger picture, too, with Jada Pinkett Smith. Very dramatic, very entertaining, but nevertheless, it should be a good episode. This is more of an entertainment episode, if anything. Guys, as always, we're your hosts for the evening. I'm Steve Mushler, and joined alongside me is my good friend and co-host, George Menchai. What's up, brother?
Yo, G Money's in the building. Man, we made it. It took us some time, but what an episode we have in store.
And for that, Adam DeMarco.
Yeah. Guys, in the background, bro. It is a Thursday evening at this point. I mean, it's like evening, it's dusk. Me and you actually had a pretty productive day earlier, not a long day yesterday. And This is a topic that we kind of didn't plan right away, but it made sense. Like you said, bro, people have definitely been asking about this. Have they not? Man, the requests have been not.
Really have been. I want to get right into this.
So
exactly. I want to get right into it. So I just want to play the intro. We're gonna try to keep the intro kind of short, but we'll play the intro and then we'll hop right into it, guys. We'll see you on the other side.
Don't look down, just keep your head or you'll be finished.
All right, guys, what is up? Welcome back. As we said to the Locked In Podcast, episode 76, back in the building tonight with a very, very interesting and entertaining topic. The whole Chris Brown, Will Smith altercation. We're going to talk about the situation at hand. We're also going to talk the bigger picture with all the other things that are kind of going on behind the scenes with the whole Jada Pinkett Smith situation. We'll talk about some previous events, things that might have led up to it, but ultimately going to be a good episode. Guys, drop your comments down below. We want to have an interactive discussion. If anybody wants to come on live, drop us comments down below. We can shoot the link to this episode. I can shoot it right below to you guys, right in the comments. I actually have it right here. Let me see if I can comment in. I'm actually going to drop it. So if any of you want to come in,
drop the link, bro.
Here we go. Let's drop it in there for you guys. All right, so there's the link. I think that's that. Let's see if that appears on YouTube, but it might just be Facebook. All right, man. Do you want to kick this one off tonight, man? Why don't we just get into it, man? Well, we could start wherever. It doesn't really have to be previous events. We could start at the beginning.
Yeah, we could talk
about
it. So
how we heard about it.
Obviously, everybody saw what happened for the most part, unless you're kind of living under the rock a little bit. But we all know what happened. It was the Oscars. What were they? I forgot which edition it was. It was the 76 one. I can't remember exactly, or 50 something. I could be wrong, but 2022 Oscars. I remember I just came home from some training, but I was home like during the day. I slept a little, so I got up. I remember, oh yeah, it's Oscars. I'm watching it. I had one of my sister's house, and I was watching as the Oscars were continuing. And then I remember, so Chris Rock's on stage, right? He's presenting something, and as always, he's a comedian, so all comedians, without jokes, do what they gotta do. He mentions something about, I think I forgot what he said something first, the sequence. Then he started talking about like Will Smith and Jada, and he said, "Jada, I see you, girl, I love you." He said, we know what happened. He said, G.I. Jane 2 coming, referring to her hair, because she has short hair, and Jada has been rocking the type of hairstyle for a while, but now we know that she has a condition. Those that didn't know priorly know now that she has a condition where it's constant, hair loss. And clearly, Will Smith, didn't like the joke. Where at first he kind of seemed like he, was kind of laughing with that, and then it's like she kind of gives him this look. You seen that, right? She kind of was like that, kind of like she wasn't really feeling or happy with it. And then I wish you could kind of see his face when the thing happened, because at first he's like smiling, everything's cool. It's like he switched like from 0 to like 100, or just like switched persona completely and went in defense mode. And he gets up, goes up there. I remember seeing it and thinking, was it like on a stage? But the weirdest thing about that is, when he walks up there and he's like, "Uh-oh, Rich is coming." He's like, he's like a little nervous, he's like left and nervous, he's smiling, and then he hits him. When that happened, everything froze and my TV started lagging. And apparently a couple of people had the same situation. But I don't know. It was just one of those things like, how real did it look? Because I couldn't see the whole thing. And then I seen the replay, and then I see when he said that, I was like, oh shoot, it might be real. And he said, Will Smith suspect the shit out of me. That's what I remember hearing that part, because he froze a little. And this is live as he happened right then and there. But yeah, I remember it very well. I thought it was a joke. I was like, yo, did he just really? Because I missed the slap. I was like, did he just punch him or step him? I heard a thump. I was like, did he get up and smack him for what? And then he's like, it was a G.I. Jane joke. He's like, keep my wife's name out your effing mouth. That's when everything, kind of like caught on in. I remember, and we'll get to this in a second. I remember when I first heard it, I was like, nah, I don't think it was like a setup just for fun. A skit. They're acting it out. Maybe Will Smith is like acting, funny or reacting. Because I mean, at the end of the day, Will Smith also has done some comedy, and he's, when he wants to be, he can be funny as well. So between him and Chris Rock, the fact that they know each other for years, they've worked in the past together, which we'll get to as well, because we have a couple, I got some notes in here, some talking points. Basically, I was shocked. I was like, I didn't expect it, because I always kind of figured they're friends or something like that. I mean, they have, again, worked in the past, together. They're both important celebrities and people, two of the greatest, African American celebrities of all time, and they've proven each other the years that they're still relevant to this day. Obviously, Will Smith is one of the most sought out and followed actors of all time to this day. Chris Rock, you might think that he's kind of fade away a little, not at all. And I mean, shit, what happened now? Everything reappeared, because you always have this little idea that a lot of comedians they're washed up, they're not here, they're not there, but they never stopped working. And Chris Rock has always been working, which I didn't even know. I figured he did some stand up here and there. I know Martin does, Dave Chappelle obviously does, and remember the guy that played Big Worm, Faison, I think his name is, from Friday. He's a stand up comedian. He still does it, but some people still don't do it. So Chris Rock is still very much being in the public eye and everything, and it was cool, everything was well, dressed up nicely. Everything, the mood was great. Everything looked good on the Oscars. I mean, obviously, people don't watch him as much as before, but in times like these, bro, what else can you do? You know, the world just kind of reopened after COVID. I mean, everything's kind of slightly somewhat go back to normal. It was going on in Ukraine and all that. Sort of be peaceful and watch a little some awards and show respect to some of your favorite actors or whatever. You know, see what's going on and everything. You know, the whole festivities or whatnot. And then you see this, so you're like, whoa, like, I mean, in terms of like holy shit moments, as far as like a stage and presenting and all that, he goes up there with Kanye West interrupting Taylor Swift, but this is way more like you know what I mean? Out there. There was a rude interruption. This is putting your hands on somebody. Will Smith put his hands on Chris Rock. Assault. He stepped fire at his ass. Bam. And for what? Just for, because he felt disrespect his wife, which honestly Will didn't really take it that way. It's clear to see that it was more Jada than Will. Will didn't really feel no kind of way. He probably was gonna just let it go around and just like he didn't give a fuck. He was like laughing about it. He laughed a little. But either he saw her and he felt like my wife said that I gotta do. Which some people will be like, oh, well, he's under a spell, he's Hulk, he has no balls. But that's a different story. Or in his mind, he said, I'm left, and he left it, but then he's like, he thought about, wait, that was kind of, she didn't like it, and it was offensive. I'm going to go up there. But he still can't really react that quickly because he reacted in impulsion. He was impulsive, very rushed decision. Even his mother said that, Will Smith's mother. Right. For those that haven't watched the interview with his mother, she said that it's the first time he acted. I never see him really act that way. He's acted a similar fashion, but not like this, though. This was definitely uncharacteristic of Will Smith. Doesn't he, bro? He preaches all these beautiful things, love, a fierce protecting his family. But I mean, fuck is a family too, and you guys are colleagues, bro.
Yeah.
Nah, I didn't like it. It shouldn't happen.
My whole thoughts on it was just the initial thing was like it happened Sunday night, and I wasn't watching the Oscars. I usually don't watch it, to be quite honest. And I was getting messages like DMs on Instagram. I was getting text messages. People were sending me snaps on the entire thing, and it was just kind of, I was like, what the hell is this? And then I'm seeing in people's Instagram stories, somebody was slapping somebody, and I had to like zoom in and I had to look, and I actually had to watch the video, and I was like, wow, like it's kind of crazy, just like the way it escalated. Like, it's nuts, man. It's just some crazy shit. Like, I like, to be honest, there's a lot of like Will Smith, like, I don't know, man. It's just kind of crazy. Like Will Smith and the whole Jada Pinkett thing. Like if you actually watch the video, you see that Will Smith actually, when he says the G.I. Jane joke, he's laughing actually at the joke. And I know a lot of people have pointed this out. Of course, now we got the memes. We got the TikToks like making fun of it. But when you actually see it happen, he's laughing. And then Jada kind of gives him a look. And I know most people have all noticed that. And when she gives him that look, he goes up there and he slaps him. And so it's like a whole control thing. Yeah. We can honestly dive down a whole rabbit hole on this because it's kind of crazy. Like me and George, we've talked about like our whole opinion on Will Smith as of late. It's kind of crazy, especially with the whole entanglement thing that kind of happened. And how Will Smith kind of stuck around, and do they have an open marriage behind the scenes?
Well, that's a whole different story. And again,
it's a whole nother story. Yeah. And we'll touch on that.
Well.
We'll get to that, but it's kind of crazy. Like she just kind of gave him the look and like manipulation. He goes up there, and it kind of was like the look, like, and it seems like he thought to himself, well, I don't do something here. This is gonna be.
When I get home, I'll be sleeping on the couch. Keep it real. He said, I'm going to sleep on the couch in the cold.
Yeah,
my feet. Jada, I got you. Like, Jada,
if I don't
get there.
Like, he knew
my wife he knew your fucking mouth.
Yeah, if he didn't do anything about it, I think he felt he's never going to hear the end of it. So he goes up there and makes something
weird
fun of
to the world, maybe. But here's the thing. Can I add one thing real quick, Steve? It didn't really matter because he left it, and it was a very mild joke. It wasn't really nothing crazy. Yo, by the way, somebody said you're echoing, George. Am I echoing? Can you hear me good? How do I sound? Is the mic good? Let me see. Everything on my part, everything's good. If you can hear me good, I don't know. Somebody said I'm echoing. Maybe it's the background noise.
Yeah, how do I sound? Am I echoing? Am I right?
Somebody, I don't know who said it, to be honest. Somebody on Facebook.
Okay.
And so I'm good. Yeah, so basically, I mean, like I said, man, he could have really said something to Chris Rock, like made a gesture, but you're in the front row. What do you expect? And then you go out in the speech, he said, like, yeah, well, this and that, people got to make fun of you. You got to pretend he's okay, and he's okay with it. But Will, he could have done it years ago. If you felt all these years, and now I don't know where he's saying that. I think he had to save face and do some damage control. He didn't hit him yet, what he did, and then later he kind of realized and everything, he got the award, he's presenting, he spoke, he had a dragged out speech. He spoke pretty I mean, he said the right things, but it didn't matter because I mean, at the end of the day, the comedians are not trying to hear that. You put hands on the comedian now because you did it. Will Smith do it. Anybody can feel like they can do it. This is another topic.
So yeah, it's D'Angelo on the thing. So I actually do see her commenting. She also said, also can't believe these actors, Chris Rock.
Who said that?
So it's D'Angelo. It's all gonna be speculation, to be quite honest. I mean, people can say that he knew it was coming. Doesn't guarantee that it actually was coming. Will Smith has seemed to be very mentally unstable as the years have gone by. So
right? That's 2 years he has.
Yeah, so I would not think it's out of character for him to do something like that. He kind of seemed like he was kind of unstable the way, like after, like not just the screaming and yelling, but if you actually look in his body language and you look the way the way he kind of looked as he was yelling that, it just seemed like he was a little bit unstable. I don't know. I don't know if that was actually an act or not, but I mean, it's up to speculation. That's why we're here, to hear the comments and everything and to kind of talk about it. But she also said she commends Will for protecting his wife, even after the public adultery. I mean, you could commend him. The only thing is, George, I think you probably share the same view here. I don't think very highly of Jada Pinkett Smith at all. I think that she actually goes. I think
about her a little bit. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, personally, I mean, we could talk about it. I mean, my whole thing, since we're talking about Jada, is just, I think she goes past. I mean, let's talk about it. I personally think that she goes past the form of a narcissist. I think she's more like a sociopath. If you actually listen to the Red Table Talks and the way she talks, the way that she laughs and like doesn't care at all, it just seems very.
She's probably very self-centered in many ways.
A lot of tendencies of a sociopath, but it's kind of crazy.
Controlling, she's very controlling.
Yeah, that's for sure, man. Like I don't know. It's nuts.
She got me no spell, doesn't she, bro? Keep her real dog. She looks like a witch, man. She got some witch tendencies. I don't know, man.
If you got speaking of witches, if you guys have never heard of this, I actually just heard about this last week. Jada Smith was in a band, and she actually still in a band. At least as I know, she posted something. They posted something about 5 months ago. It's called Wicked Wisdom. Look it up. Wicked, Wicked, Wisdom, Wisdom. Look it up on YouTube. And she's in like a crazy metal band. It's like it's crazy. So she said that D'Angelo said Jada is for the streets, and Will keeps proving that he loves her more than she loves him. Yeah, absolutely. So even if they did have an open marriage behind the scenes, my personal opinion is Will Smith should not be in an open marriage. Because if you see at the Red Table Talk the way he acted, looked like he was very upset. You could literally visibly see it in his body language.
He said it.
You shouldn't be in an open marriage if you can't handle. Yeah, if you can't handle being in an open marriage, you shouldn't be in one. It's plain and simple. And that usually is what happens. It's always somebody has more feelings invested than the other person. So, whatever the case may be, you shouldn't be in an open marriage if you can't handle your partner being with somebody else. I mean, it's plain and simple. Maybe some people think they can handle it at the time that it happens, but then when it actually happens and they see it happen, it's a whole other story. Or how it happens. Kind of crazy.
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole thing, bro. I just think that like the damage has already been there. It wasn't. This was the breaking point for Will. It's a shame he happened on that night, particularly with a comedian. Like he could have really handled it better. We don't know what his mind was because it's very important to understand, and I'll get to it, to see where he was going into the Oscars, like the night before. If it's been easy for him, I mean, he's making movies, dude. The technical things didn't really, slow him down too much. Will went on and did his thing. But here's the thing, though. Didn't there something going on like recently? Like people are saying, like I forgot because I posted on IG something about their love. Don't you know about their love life? It seems to me that Jada made more than one situation, statement, video talking about how the marriage is not perfect. I mean, a lot of marriages are not perfect. But here's the thing: if it's not perfect, then why do you string him along? And why don't you, be more honest with him? He's fighting for it. He clearly wants to still keep it together. And Jada just wants to do like her own thing. It seems like she's a little selfish. Even there, is she happy what she did? Now what? Now Will could be stripped of the thing, this and that. I'm not saying he can't defend his wife because he should have definitely done it. But there's other ways to defend your wife. And before, some people out there, including some girls, that were trying to like talk shit about me online, saying, "Oh, well, you wouldn't defend yourself against others." Somebody's clowning her. I said, "Wait, hang on. First of all, I'm from Philly, okay? I'm from Philly, big deal,
Guys,
right?
Yeah,
right. And I know dudes from the same block as Will Smith, actually, right there in Overbrook. As a matter of fact, I'll get to a story about Will Smith later. Will Smith is a bad boy growing up. Look at it, fucked up, bro. He's a good guy with a bad boy at heart a little. But not a bad guy. Never really was a street guy, but definitely a bad boy. Meaning, like, he get it in with girls like that. Trust and believe. And here's the thing. These girls think that, like, I'll let my senior father get clowned, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, you guys have an idea what clowning is in Philly. like in my neighborhood, especially in a place I used to be, you go out, you get roasted on a regular, and you might seem like you get roasted. It's just a joke, but it might seem a little more serious. So with this, heard a lot way worse mama jokes, wife jokes than that. So it clearly can see by his face that it's just part of comedy. Here you have a guy, my man, Chris Rock, doing a little joke, and he just takes it seriously, but he laughs in the beginning. Like, and I told this girl, I said, no, I said, that girl really didn't appreciate Will Smith. She didn't really, do anything, to even, say that she's sorry about what happened. And in all honesty, it's his wife, but I mean, he didn't have to be like that. She could have told him something. Will could have just handled it after behind stage. Like, it would have been way cooler. Because then, guess what? The story broke. Will Smith approaches Chris Rock backstage. We're like, oh, what happened? He did it in front of everybody, like, a little like loose cannon. He got his hands, he raised his hands and this and that. Whether it's fake or not, we're not really, we'll get to that as well. A lot of the sources think it's fake. I was kind of leaning towards that a little in the beginning, but I just think the way he said that, what he said, dude, that don't mean like it's fake to me. If it feels fake, he would be more on some actor shit, it'll be more fabricated. He seemed like the way he spoke, the body language, he was like this, like he had that look of like, no, fuck them, stink for what I believe in. She just got that look she gave him, bro. Totally changed it. He was cool as hell. The usual was Smith, then he changed to like, fucking Jim West from Wild Wild West. He went up there and like he smacked him.
The energy changed quick.
Like real quick. It's only in a second.
So Marius commented below. He said, "Where was this energy from Will when August was hitting that?" I mean, it's a good question. I mean, I can answer it because I mean, what I believe is personally, obviously, if he would have attacked August, Jada wouldn't have been happy.
Nope.
It's plain and simple because that was the person she hooked up with. He doesn't want to upset. He doesn't want to upset Jada. So the whole thing is, of course, he's not going to do that because Jada kind of pulls the strings. It's kind of like the puppet master. It's my personal opinion. We actually have a good question actually below that. Let me put it up.
You know something, bro?
From D'Angela, and it says, "Complete narcissist." The whole thing is, the question is, who initiated the open marriage, or was unsatisfied? Is the question. That's a good question. We're not really ever going to probably know that unless it makes public. But I would have to guess that Jada probably initiated because she was unsatisfied. She literally told I believe on the red table, George, you might remember this more than I did. But on the red table, didn't she pretty much say that Will doesn't satisfy her, like sexually?
Yeah, she said that, but that's the thing, bro. I think, and that's what I'm trying to get to. I'm not sure if it was like I know it was like last year, but it wasn't that long ago. And I had put it on a Facebook. I had shared it, and people actually liked everything, right? I mean, they liked what I shared, and I said, "Jada needs to chill with this." I think I wrote like a caption because even I felt fed up. I was like, "Man, come on, he just keeps seeing post after post. Like, why can't just fucking keep it simple or just be on a break or just end his marriage?" And I was like, "Will doesn't deserve it. He deserves a little better." And people actually surprisingly liked the status that I posted with the the caption or whatever. And yeah, it was something about. It's like Will doesn't satisfy her. She doesn't see him. She sees him like a partner of life, but maybe not like her main lover. Like maybe she wants to save herself for somebody else. She said on the table, I was watching it before the show. I was doing some research just to be caught up. And she's like, it's not somebody to care for, and he made me happy. She kept saying that Will and her, like, you know what it is, bro? I think Will might have been doing his own thing. Like he's away touring, making music, whatever.
She's not satisfied.
And, right. She feels unfulfilled and unsatisfied, and she gets cool. Like friends with August Alsina before they were even really, messing around or seeing each other. And he met her like that was her son's friend because August Alsina's probably like half her age. I mean, he's a young guy. He's not like super young, but like older than her son, but pretty young. So that's how y'all started. And then Will find out, and I guess she told Will, and then she wanted to do it on the red table to explain everything to Will, so they could talk it out like like adults as opposed to like having just a marriage for the media and the bullshit. Because the media's only going to attack as it is. And of course, say what they say, which is why the joke came in the first place. I mean, they're a power couple. What do you expect? You don't think Jay-Z and Beyonce get joked on, or Mark Anthony and J-Lo when they're together? Now it's Ben Affleck and J-Lo again. Everybody, all couples gonna go through a little. All celebrities, I mean, I'll tell you one thing though. Will Smith would not have smacked my man TK Franklin, yo. Shout out to TK Franklin. I fuck with TK Franklin. It's my man. My boy Jelani went on his podcast, dude. I'm telling you, bro. I gotta go to his podcast one day. I don't care if I have to DM him. TK Franklin is the man. They got this joke where TK Franklin did everything. He was there at Michael Jackson's first concert. He was there when NWA said "fuck the police" on stage, and got kicked out the stage and arrested. He was there when Enter the Dragon was released. He was there when they filmed Edward Scissorhands. He was there for everything. I mean, that's TK Franklin. It's an inside joke. For those that might not know what the fuck I'm talking about, watch some interviews, and he breaks down a lot of interviews on Black TV. As a matter of fact, watch a lot of these interviews now. Every celebrity, like big time celebrities, gonna be asked. So, Will Smith stepped Chris Rock. What do you think about that? And they're gonna talk about it. Believe it or not, oh yeah, they are.
All the memes are so funny now, man. Like it's crazy. So Vanita,
memes all day. Everybody's memeing.
Yeah, Vanita actually below, she said Will should not have done that on live TV, period. Let his emotions get the better of him. Well, get to him, and as a result acted out on him. However, someone told her that Chris Rock set that up for his upcoming show. I mean, that's a speculation. Again, we're not really ever going to know. It's actually a good point, though. 100%, but we'll never know, like, actually what the case would be. I even heard there were, like, there was speculation and there were rumors going around, George. I don't know if you saw this, that, like, Chris Rock had, like, a cheek pad on for ready for the slap. That kind of looked photoshopped to me. I don't really think that was real, but it looked like they put something on his cheek to make it look like it blended in with his skin to look like he was ready for the slap. I personally don't know about that, but yeah, Chris Rock actually has a show in Atlantic City this weekend. Actually, somebody I know is going. They already had tickets beforehand, but yeah, the prices are like skyrocketed like now because of that. So it definitely could have been publicity, but we'll obviously never know. I also wouldn't put it past Will Smith with the actions he's been taking in the last couple of years, the way he's been acting to do what he actually did.
Let's kind of break it down because let's not move so fast. How about this here too? We're talking about was it fake or real, and you don't gotta tell exactly. I mean, it doesn't have to be exactly your opinion, but just based on what we know, let's kind of like talk about that a little. So just so you know, bro, fake or predetermined means means be worked. The word shoot, like in wrestling, shoot means real, was real. To me, bro, my first initial, I'm gonna have to go. My first gut, it was a shoot, meaning it was real. It wasn't predetermined. It wasn't fake. But let's kind of explore some of his, I guess, some of what we see, like whatever is presented. I mean, you probably could pull up your phone if you want to. Let's base it up beginning. He gets up, goes there, smacks him. But Chris Rock probably expected it. Chris Rock saw the hand and maybe thought that like Will was going to just put his hand up and joke with him and stop mid-motion. He put his hand up. He put his foot forward, put his hand up, and whack, he whammed him like this. He kind of went like this, right? He said, he's like, and then he walked away. He's like, oh.
My wife's name out your fucking mouth.
But right, exactly. But if you notice, there wasn't wait until he actually walked. He walked off, like he's cool. He's even laughing a little.
He did. It was like I saw that. It was like the gangster strut. He went, and then he did like he's trying to compose himself and walk back with the strut. I saw that.
Yeah, maybe you think that's like him showing people, listen, I'm not soft. I'm Will Smith. Like I could do this too. I got goons too. Because and let's be real, Will Smith is one of the few rappers that a lot of those media personalities that joke at everybody and smash everybody and just trash roast everybody. They don't go Will Smith.
I just want to inject something quickly, man. Quick question. A lot of people, what are your thoughts on this? And everybody else can kind of chime in on this too. A lot of people said, depending on the person, of course, he doesn't think Chris Rock. He probably looks at Chris Rock. He knows Chris Rock is soft. I'm not trying to say Chris Rock's a good dude. I like his comedy. I'm just saying he knows that Chris Rock is not the type of dude that's going to do anything back. See, a lot of comments have been if 50 Cent, Jay-Z, I don't even think it needs to be to that level. If even Steve Harvey was up there, do you think he would have did that to Steve Harvey? I don't think so. No, I don't think so. Because, I mean, some of these dudes, like, it's like even if Steve Harvey's up there, I don't think he would have did it. He picked on the smaller guy, and Jada gives him a look, and boom. So Selena actually commented below. George, I think you know. So Selena commented below. She said, as a comedian, he should have taken that joke lightly instead of laying his hands on someone. Jada is a joke. Both very, very good points. He shouldn't. To be honest, like it's a joke. I've seen people talk about crazier things for less than that. Like I'll tell you what, like some comedians take jokes to a whole nother level than that. You see these roast sessions. It was a G.I. Jane joke, and he got like super pissed off and got in his feelings about it. But yeah, I think he reacted completely emotionally. He didn't compose himself. As soon as Jada gave the look, he got up there because he was laughing. We all saw it. As soon as Jada gave the look, boom, he went up there like the little puppet boy. I personally think that like the little puppet boy that Jada kind of makes him out to be at this point. And then she said Jada is a joke. I agree with it. Because like I said, she displays a lot of sociopathic tendencies. Jada's a joke. It's crazy. Somebody told me the other day, they're like, oh, she's a narcissist. I think it takes a whole nother level than a narcissist. I think she's more sociopathic.
Crazy,
the way she talks. It's kind of crazy.
Well, I mean, Jada has always been a little suspect. And again, she definitely has a lot of string on Will.
Yeah, turn her shut.
At the same time, she's not fooling him. He's the husband, she's the wife, and he's got to do, what she wants a little bit, but at the same time, she should listen to him. He could have been like, listen, honey, it's not, that serious. I'll take care of it. Like, I could confront him. See what to think about his future there and about what was at hand, not about the emotion. He got the best get hold of him, the best of his emotions. He couldn't really hack him. He's tired of the memes, the insults, the public embarrassing and, humiliation, if you will. But now look at this. Not even, he embarrassed himself even more now. Now the memes are, to some, he looks at the man, he slapped him. But to some, he's just an idiot, loose cannon. And dudes can just talk shit and make fun of him. People are saying, they made the song, Don't Talk About Jada. Don't Talk About Jada. They're like, the comedians, like everybody, dude. Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel, all those guys. I mean, they mention it. They be talking, all the blogs, all the shows, everything, The View, all the major things are talking about this. Lots of people think it's a work, it's a fake one, because they wanted people to see how you kind of would play out, and then they want to see okay, was it just a stunt to make the awards look better, the Oscars? Was it real, or was it one maybe to make both those guys boost the sales? Whether it was or is not real, let me repeat that. Whether it was or is not real, is a fake or real? If it was real, I mean, it happened. But either or, I mean, it's really boosted both of their images in a way. I mean, even for Will, because even negative publicity could be good at times. Even though it's negative, it's still publicity. So, and which, by the way, takes me to my notes here. I got some notes and all. So yeah, one of the talking points is, what does this do for Will and for Kev? I mean, for what's his name? Chris Rock. He kind of, okay. So Will's stock got raised a little because he won the Oscar, but a lot of people are disappointed, and a lot of things went down for Will. Whereas Chris Rock's tickets quadrupled, tickets for his show. He had a show in Boston. He had a show in Boston yesterday, or was it today? It might be yesterday. And the first time he broke his silence since the accident on Sunday. It's coming up in a week, so I mean, people are eager to see what he's gonna say. I see people in his IG saying, "Keep your head up, Chris. What's up, King?" They put the crying emoji, this stuff. I've seen big celebrities, including Busta Rhymes, reach out to him, Adam Sandler, other guys. I forgot who else, but Snoop Dogg, Joe Rogan talked about it, and he wasn't really thrilled. Joe Rogan said, "What if when Will turned his back, what if he said Chris Rock jumped on him, and he's like, imagine Chris Rock with 10 months of jiu-jitsu, and Will turned his back, and he does it to him, he just jumps, he chokes him out, and he just squeezes." I was like, Joe Rogan is fixated with jiu-jitsu. Everything jiu-jitsu, he'll jump on a gorilla's back for jiu-jitsu and get slammed on the ground.
Jiu-jitsu and elk meat. Jiu-jitsu and elk meat, man. He's the elk meat guy.
The elk meat.
For sure,
get it? Jiu-jitsu because of an entanglement. Get it? The entanglement led Will to become crazy. He slaps Chris Rock, loses his mind, and Chris Rock chokes him out. Well, I'll tell you one thing, though, and this might not be so far-fetched. I feel like, what's his name? What the fuck is his name, man, that short guy? Cat Williams. I feel like he would have jumped on Will's back and tried to choke him, but Will would have just beat him the fuck up.
He would have.
Can you imagine if it gets that ugly and then the security got to jump in? Now, that would have been really ugly. Just a very nasty situation. Will Smith shitted on a table and left it there, and left the shit there. He literally shit on a table.
If Will Smith would have slapped another Philly guy, I guarantee that he would have got slapped back.
I don't think that'll do so much where he's from, although he died, because don't forget, Chris Rock, although he was born, I believe, in North Carolina, no, maybe South Carolina. I might be wrong, but one of those, yeah, South Carolina. Grew up in Brooklyn, Bed-Stuy, bro. Bed-Stuy vet.
He did, yeah, from Everybody Hates Chris.
That's Biggie's hood, bro. That's not a soft neighborhood. And he's not a soft, he's a comic, yes. He's not like, he said, I could find a movie, not so much in real life, but Chris Rock knows his limits. He's not like a soft guy per se, but it's easier to punk him than Ashton Kutcher. Get it? See what I did there? No pun intended, but I mean, it's just different to like you said. I mean, I don't think it would have went up to 50 Cent on him. I was talking to my sister, my cousin, a few other people, and some girls I know that I brought it up, and they felt like he probably would have. He could have tried because Will Smith, he can fight. He's a big dude, but it's different when you have Al Cool J in front of you, 50 Cent in front of you, as opposed to Chris Rock, who's, I mean, not the biggest guy in the world, kind of tall, lanky guy. Will is 6'2", and he's a big dude. And don't forget, he learned how to punch a little when he played Ali, and I've seen a video of him actually putting a dude in a ring choke and choking him out like a pro fighter, like an actual choke. So Will can fight a little, but still, doesn't excuse his behavior. Doesn't mean that somebody else would have put hands back on Will. I mean, that's not,
So one of the comments that says so many different theories. People are also saying that it was a humiliation ritual to the point where they say it's a lot to go through just to get nominated for an Oscar, regardless of great acting or award-worthy performances. Very well could be. It's actually a really good point. That's why we appreciate all your guys' thoughts, because we get to kind of see that's actually a good point. That definitely could happen. Definitely could happen.
I mean, Yeah, it can be. I mean, it's just one of those things, bro. Unfortunately, we're not gonna really know what
Sorry, I'm just
led to that. I
people
guess it's like again, it's just the fact that he don't look bad from his wife, and he felt the need
yeah,
to stand up for her.
trying to
It
see.
just showed the wrong. It was everything was wrong. The timing and all that. He could have addressed Chris Rock on the media. He could have made a video calling him out. Would have been better. I mean, but then again, what's the media
So
gonna do?
100%. I'm just reading text messages that are
Yeah,
coming in too. People got some questions always. That's actually a good point though. That was D'Angelo that wrote that. D'Angelo also wrote, "What do you have slapped Dave Chappelle?" I don't think so.
yeah. Nah, I think it'll be a little different. He's
He
more.
wouldn't slap Dave Chappelle.
I don't think it's yeah. Dave Chappelle. I mean, like Joe Rogan. Kevin
I
Hart.
mean, yeah, of course, you're not going to slap like a Joe Rogan or you're not going to slap a Dave. Yeah, because no, those guys will
Chris
fight back.
Tucker.
You ain't
Chris
gonna.
Tucker.
They're composed, but don't get it
Yo,
twisted. I think they would have been ready if he would have gave the slap. They would have grabbed his hand.
yeah,
You
ready?
come up, you ain't
Would
gonna
he have
come up like
slapped
that.
Charlie Murphy, rest in peace, or Eddie Murphy? There'll be no Eddie Murphy with like, I mean, I'm sorry, there'll be no Chris Rock. Maybe Will Smith with like the Eddie Murphys, because Eddie Murphy
Some
was
of
one of
those
the
guys,
original.
some of those guys are about it, man. They're about it.
Well,
So it's like
Eddie doesn't play around, bro. Like Eddie
yeah,
Murphy's
no,
a kind
don't,
guy,
man.
but
Yeah, he
but
just
I mean,
because
if
he's
you have
funny
to,
doesn't mean he's soft. That's what I'm saying. Some of those guys don't play that. You come up there and you try to smack the wrong person, it's not gonna end well. Even if they keep their composure there, guess what? They're gonna get you behind the scenes. It's not gonna be you know what I mean? You're not gonna go out there and embarrass somebody like that. You hit the wrong person. People were saying 50 Cent and Jay-Z. All right, I mean, come on. I mean, that's obvious. You know what I mean? That's not even a question of debate. Of course you ain't gonna step to someone like that. Those guys are actually from the streets. They're from the hood. You try to
oh
smack one
yeah,
of those. Like, I get it that Will's from Philly, but he's not about that life.
he's not a hood dude like that
He
at
ain't
all.
about,
Come
he,
on.
ain't, he ain't about that life. Like those guys are from the drug towns. They're from the streets. Like if you know 50 Cent's background, if you know Jay-Z's background, Sean Carter, you know that like those guys are about it. Yeah, of course, that's not even a question.
Yeah,
It's like
nah,
people
but
are like, oh,
he might have tried something, but he would have known better. Like, dude, there's a story about how Will Smith apparently hid from Suge Knight and Death Row Records in like '96 or something like that in the '90s in a closet. It's a hip hop myth legend. I first came across this back in 2008 while doing some research online because I was a big hip hop archivist type of guy. I find all the old pictures, some never to be found again, or they've been lost in the internet underground or just internet trash pool if you call it that. But I mean, I used to read magazines, and there's this thing on Tumblr. You can watch all these different pictures, and a lot of times they will talk about different facts. Like one fact was that Jay-Z damn near grew up halfway in Trenton, which I know for a fact because he used to hustle in Trenton. Another one is that something about Tupac being in like B-more for a while and went to like the learning school. I think he went to like art school or something like that, which he did. And then one was, there's a legend that Will Smith actually hid in a closet when Suge Knight and some goons were in the room somewhere in LA. And man, he's an East Coast guy, but he was in, at the time he's in the West Coast, so I could see it. I mean, if it was, the right around people. So Will chose him. He picks and chooses who he wants to be tough with. He slapped a journalist either in England or in Russia because the guy was trying to grab him. He's like, what's the matter with you, man? He's like, the guy just hugged me. He's like trying to kiss me. He's like, I pushed him back and I hit him.
Of course, he ran in the closet with Suge Knight. I would 100% believe that with Suge Knight and another. Yeah. Of course, you think he's going to step to Suge, dude? I don't think many men would have stepped. I don't think many men would have stepped to Suge. But even if there's other dudes that are smaller but tougher, they can fight. Just think, man, Suge was crazy, bro. Like his intimidation factor alone, he's gonna scare the shit out of people.
Yeah,
you still
got the old Suge, because right now,
Suge's in prison now, so he's in jail right now. So I'm like,
nah, but before jail, bro, he had a glass chin. Suge Knight be knocked out more than a retired boxer who lost his last 10 fights. I mean,
get it.
I
100% get it. But like the thing about it is, it's the intimidation factor. That's what I'm saying. If you hit him, you better kill him. You better kill him because that's the thing with those types of dudes. He was a complete sociopath as well. You hit somebody like him, what do you think is going to happen? You think you're going to get away with it? Hell no, dude. He's going to have his goons come get you, bro. Like you better be careful. People don't ever realize that. It's like you hit somebody like that, man. You better kill him because like
dude, honestly, like
it's an intimidation
factor. And it's not easy to fuck around with Suge Knight, although he's in jail and he's reaping the stuff that he did, all the fucked up shit. But Will Smith was never about their life. He just took his time and. He just happened with him. Maybe he would have beat up a stuntman. He could have beat up somebody on the red carpet. I mean, he's just losing it. We don't want to see Will Smith kind of spiral out of control, so to speak, or go. I mean, not that he would. I mean, he's a very well-spoken guy and, definitely very, mannerism, you could say, I mean, even, well-educated. I mean, he's not, dumb in no means. He was a great, rapper, musician for a while. Still could drop some songs here and there. Very talented. So it's kind of beneath of him. I don't understand why, again, for his wife. And I know some guys here that are against all that, going to be like, no, he's a sim. A female doesn't, value him at all. And although I don't necessarily go that route, it's kind of true, though. She doesn't value him as much as he values her. And it clearly was her. She passed it too easy. Oh, I had a thing with Alcina, and I'm cool with August. But she heard this man. He became a meme. Nobody's going to forget the table. Forget the Chris Rock situation.
Nobody's going to forget the red table.
The way he's like, you mean an entanglement? And he's like, you mean a relationship? She's like, yeah, a real relationship. Like,
he was hurt. He was hurt.
That's the best time, when your wife or your man cheats on you, you can talk to them in a big table and you can resolve it. That's how they do, I don't got a red table.
The whole sim thing came when the one quote from the red table kind of happened. Remember, he's like, I'm going to defend my baby. I'm going to have her back. It's like, all right, man. Like, here's the thing. Everybody picks and chooses what they want to do. I don't know what your take on that is, but, like, if I was with a sociopath that did something like that, see, well, number one, I wouldn't have an open marriage. But, like, the thing about it is like, if something like that happens, you got to be willing to walk away. Here's the thing. Like, he's got the power. He's got the money. He could literally find somebody else that would treat him a lot better. Like, it's crazy. It's like, I don't know what she got, but she got something. But it's like, it's kind of crazy that, like, you spend all this some time with someone, but you got to have dignity as well. You got to love yourself. Note to anybody out there, whether you're a man or you're a woman, don't put up with that type of behavior. It's literally a very, very bad example of it's very toxic. Don't put up with that. Don't put up with someone cheating on you. That's my personal opinion on it. Like, it's crazy. Like, their situation might obviously be different for an open marriage. So it's like, whatever that is. But I'm saying if this is like a standard situation, don't put up with that. It's crazy. It's like, obviously, when these types of things happen, it's usually somebody has more feelings than the other person. And then that's what you're kind of looking at there. That's my take on it.
Well, that's what it is. But I think Will Smith is just a little more, he's the investor because he said, I got myself a queen. Like, he wants the perfect family, and he feels Jay doesn't want. But I don't know who's, like, D'Angelo's asking, who the deal wants to be in a kind of like open relationship. But it's clear that things, eventually they catch all these years. And it's not about infidelity. It's about, like, they know what's going on. Like, he might have a girl on the side and do his thing, but they always come together and they know how to connect it all. Because he even explained, like, a certain way what he sees it as. He sees it like, she's like my life force and I'm hers and we're together and we might, kind of, again, mess around. Which, remember I explained to you that, like, it's called playmates or whatever. Like, he have, like, a couple of girlfriends. She may or may not have some. Some men don't want the girl to have none at all. They're polygamy like that. Some have the wife. She can have other guys too. But again, according to the code went off and it got a little goofier because, we never heard nothing before. We always knew, most people knew they were swingers and open about it. It was no secret before the August Alsina thing. But something happened there where the trust was broken and Will just tried to heal everything, and do damage control. But now people won't leave him alone about it. And then he just probably snapped, whatever happened.
It's crazy, man. It's just it's crazy.
Jedi hasn't trained. Doesn't that make Will Smith a bully when the student becomes a teacher? Jedi hasn't trained. Wow. Huh. Good perspective there.
I think that was D'Angelo. I wish we could just get the comments like it's like
yeah.
Nah, let me see who that was real quick. So guys, just bear with us for a second. I wish we could just pull it right. Well, it's StreamYard's a little weird sometimes where it just doesn't tell the person's name. But I believe. Okay, yeah, that's D'Angelo. She said, does that make Will Smith a bully when the student becomes the teacher? Jada has him trained. Yeah, I'm like, it's kind of crazy. That's what I'm saying. Like a sociopath, you're able to kind of train somebody. At the end of the day, Will Smith needs to be his own man, and like you can't allow somebody to manipulate you. But that's easier said than done sometimes. When somebody really loves somebody, it's easy to get manipulated by that.
They're married too,
but there's a boundary. A boundary needs to be drawn at some point. When you start to realize you're getting manipulated, sometimes, man, that's why they say love, like being in love, is literally almost like the equal of craziness, of insanity, because love can make you do some crazy things. That's not a healthy love, but love can make you do some crazy shit when you really, really love someone.
Yeah, I think Will Smith was the good man. He's a man that
people can talk and they can say, but when they're actually in that situation, it's different.
Yeah, he's just a broken down little man right now. And some people say he's been demasculated or whatever. The misclassification continues, but it's been going on. But I mean, and again, him and Jade, I think he just gave her a lot of leadway, and he's been so focused on his career that doesn't see that he's, his marriage got some flaws, unfortunately, like probably like everybody else has, some stuff. So, I mean, they'll be okay, man. But here's the thing now. How do we, let's talk about another talking point. So I got more notes here. So we got here. Let's see. All right. So how do we kind of separate this? Do you consider more stood up for his wife, did what he had to do, or do you feel like he's put in a position and it was kind of wrong? It should have just been handled differently. Or do you think like Chris Rock sort of fucked up too? And let me just add on to one thing too. I do think that Chris Rock also should be careful what he says, but it was a very mild joke. And he said, Jada, I love you. Now, doesn't know about her condition and how much does it bother her. In the past, she said some stuff, bro, and it didn't even matter, She was she was okay with everything, you know what I mean? Like she was okay with the joke, people asking her. She came out in 2018 and said, I'm wearing this turban because I'm going through some stuff, I had the hair loss. But the thing is, I think it was in 2020, 2020, she had hair. Remember, she's short hair though? So it wasn't like her hair was not growing. It probably grows, but she's a condition with it. And I'm, wish her the best because I've definitely seen Jada with long hair, now with short hair, but besides the point. Will understands that and he feels some kind of way, which is why I should talk to Chris Rock, maybe after doing the thing. Now, here's my take on this real quick. Here what I think would be cooler and more gangster. Imagine if you walked up to Chris Rock, went up to him with some shit like trying to talk to him, put his hand around him and start whispering his ear, yo, and then he feels something, and he looked like really serious, and he leaves and like this. He looks serious. Because if he goes there and smacks the mic out of his hand, it looks like a loose cannon. It looks like he's just initiating trouble. He smacked them, look bad. If he goes there and yells at him or pushes him or spits on the floor or something nutty like that, that's a nut move. That's some fuck shit. If he goes up and talks to him that's some G shit right there. People are like, yo, Will's a savage. Walked up on stage, crushed Chris Rock's talk, smacked him, got the award, cried on stage, made a speech. But it's not a savage as him going there and talking on some G shit. And imagine if he has shades on, he goes up there and puts the shades on and go talks to him and takes a minute and talks in Chris Rock's ear. And Chris Rock's like, all right, all right, big fella, I ain't gonna talk about your wife no more. He said you want to hit him, which looks cool and hard, tough in the situation, but it's a bitch move. I mean, come on. Chris does it for a living. Let him go hit Chris Rock's brother. Chris Rock's brother, or one of his brothers, said to Will Smith, it's on sight. They don't play around, bro. That's somebody's brother too, And we like Chris Rock. I fuck with Chris Rock. Just like I fuck with Will Smith. Will Smith is from Philly, but and I like Will Smith, but he's really disappointing me a little. Acting like a simp and doing some of these things that again, I respect that he sort of what he did, not exactly what he did, but the fact that he did something, but just he should have done a lot different. Be more accordingly, bro. It's not like Chris Rock went all the way out of it. He wasn't that bad of a joke, honestly. If he's felt some kind of way, should have went, and addressed it, maybe later on or with her. She didn't feel no remorse, doing what she did and saying, oh, well, I needed some healing, maybe he needs healing too, But
yeah.
Apologize to the Grammys. It was a half-assed apology. Let's be real. He was just emotional to do. He never apologized to Chris Rock formally. He did it via text, but they just sit down and talk like man. Because you can't expect somebody.
I kind of want to play the TikToks and stuff, but the only issue is I don't want to get copyrighted. I want to kind of play some clips here, but if we play the video and stuff, we'll make a copyrighted.
I think if I play an old clip from them two in better times, they'll
pull it up on the phone. I don't want to share the screen because I just have a feeling that we might get some.
No. Man, hang on. Somebody said I don't want to hear nothing about that. I'm sorry. It's all right.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude. I don't know. It's like I hadn't. Will Smith just had not been relevant. Chris Rock not as much either, and then this happens, and now this is all everybody's been talking about for the entire week. It's funny how it puts a week into perspective. Just changes the outcourse, especially being on a Sunday. It just puts the whole week ahead. Monday morning, all the memes came, and now I'm seeing memes that's saying, I shared something the other day. It was something along the lines of one of the memes that I had seen was, and I think I shared it. Well, one of the funny ones, the TikToks was, it was Conor McGregor. And it was Will Smith saying, keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. And then it was Conor McGregor saying, your wife is in me DMs. Hey, baby.
Hey, baby. Talking about, I believe, Julie Poirier, which is Dustin Poirier's wife. But, yeah, they made that really funny. And then they made the one Will Smith walks up there in Ali, and then the one from Wild Wild West, and he's smacking somebody around. But it's like somebody else's face. Yeah, they Photoshop and face shop everything. It's hilarious. The memes are making money. I wonder how much money they can really raise, bro. And I hope they can actually learn from this, because everybody's talk about it. It was this, it was that, why he did it. let's focus on the aftermath. You know.
Yeah, one of the funny ones now. It's saying every girl is texting her man, if somebody made fun of me at the Oscars, would you slap him? I was like, yeah, this is the precedent. This is the precedent that we're kind of setting now. It's kind of crazy. It's like, well,
well,
I wouldn't.
let's
I
talk
wouldn't.
about something else, bro. Because I got more notes here.
Not if she's a sociopath. Well, number one, I wouldn't be with her. It's crazy. It's like.
So what about? How do you feel about a woman saying that so Will Smith protect this and that? Because it said something about I'm a fierce protector. I'm trying to be a protector on a set of movie. I was making sure the girls I was working with were good. This and that. I mean, here's my take on that. I think him sticking up to his wife doesn't necessarily mean that like, every guy's gonna do the same thing. And I don't see him necessarily protecting. He protected her, but after initially not seeing nothing wrong with that. So I see what they're trying to say. And yeah, it's a honorable thing he's gonna protect his wife, but it wasn't nothing to be protected about. I mean, he made fun of her. Chris Rock wasn't really necessarily clowning her. It was a light joke. I mean, it was in a way, but I mean, it all depends how secure she is with herself. And she seemed like pretty open about talking about it, which I don't understand why she acted that way. But then again, the reaction from the crowd, she might have felt at ease, and she did the shit with her face. So she looked around and went like, bro, like she wasn't digging the joke. Now, wasn't enough for Will to do it, act what he did, bro? Nah, most people, they've spoken. I know it's split, 50-50, but a lot of people don't feel like it's right what he did. Ari Spears said, "No, fuck out of here, Will, man. You turn to he said they turned the Oscars to the Source Awards."
Crazy, man. I don't know, dude. It's nuts. It's funny to see everybody's kind of perspectives on this entire situation. People are gonna. Oh, so I'm seeing some other comments down here.
Yeah.
Actually, we're missing some here. Will needs to leave that toxic relationship. Yeah, I mean, I think that's the obvious. Here's the thing. I mean, like it's people want to use the word simp and other things. It's just.
Well, let me see the word so much.
I don't like to use the word simp a lot. I mean, yeah, we know what simp is. We know that there's a lot of dudes out there that are simps.
Yeah, but I mean, people are using it. Other young boys use it. We use it for something real.
It's overused. It's overused. Just like the words beta and alpha. It's so overused at this
beta,
point.
Alpha, sauce, goat. Everybody's a goat. Everybody's this, man.
Everybody's a fucking alpha today, right, man? Everybody's an alpha. It's crazy. It's like people who are alpha. What the hell type of? I see who you blocked over there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, man, we had some fuck comments, guys. So somebody let me see. It's a little vulgar. Somebody tried to block us, and somebody tried to.
Oh my god, what the fuck?
Well, you know what to say, Steve. If you,
I don't even want to say the statement.
Yeah, don't stop, please don't. Don't say it. Sorry, guys. We're not gonna hurt your ear speakers with some disgusting, weird name.
So there's a YouTube channel that commented on here.
Yeah, I honestly see the name. I get a spike to see the name.
The name of the channel is something I don't even. It's a spam channel. Obviously, it's something I don't even want to.
Something about being very disgusting and disturbing. And we don't want to mention it.
Something about pedophilia. Kind of crazy.
Yeah, something that's not.
People are.
I don't like it, but and then we had another one.
Anyway,
a weird one with a little arrow. It was another spam. Spams get blocked automatically.
Anyway, I want to go through here. Somebody said, it's called karma. 100%. And Jada has openly said that she's had a sex addiction. It then blatantly disrespects Will on her show, and then he still protected her. The epitome of an unconditional love. Here's the thing: even if you have a sex addiction, it does not matter. Sex addiction or high sex drives, it doesn't give you the right to go out and fuck somebody else. It just doesn't give you the right. The whole thing about it is like you got to keep things interesting inside your relationship. Even if Will's on the road, the type of man that you're marrying. Like I said, I do not know if they have some type of agreement behind the scenes, though. It's been said, it's been rumored. So if it does, that's on Will Smith. But the whole thing about it is, it's like it doesn't give you the right to go fuck somebody else just because your man's not giving you attention. He's a busy guy. You know what he is. You married him.
Busy guy.
So at the end of the day, you just got to keep things exciting. You got to keep things exciting in the relationship. You got to keep things exciting in the bedroom. It is what it is. Like plain and simple.
I don't know what the relationship is like, bro, but they always have some problems. I mean, and that's the thing is, being the kind of relationship can create problems, which is why we're seeing a lot more. Like at one point, they were like the model relationship. Remember, like in the 2000s, like Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith was like everything was perfect. But now that they're older, I mean, you have to realize people sometimes get tired of people. As much as you might love somebody, bro, that shit it could get really serious sometimes, and it gets toxic when there's no more like understanding. Like it's almost like you get like fall out of love in a way. It's very weird. Some big couples recently have split. And I was telling you about that. This famous Italian soccer player named Francesco Totti, him and his wife were together for years, and they split.
Right.
Citing, how do you say it? unfixable differences and a lot of uncompatibilities. Uncompatibilities means like they were compatible for a while, but it seems like things that I guess they have a lot of differences that he never noticed before. And she flirted because she's a showgirl, so she's actually again like kind of like Jada and Will, both celebrities in their own rights, both good careers. Respect both of them, right? But this happened, and this guy, the Italian soccer player, he said, I gotta get another girl. So he did the same thing, got another girlfriend and all that. And then in an open relationship. And he said that the media, he said in his channel, he said in Italian as well as an IG that he's like, you guys write fake stories, said it's more than me and my wife Hillary. It's also about the kids and all. You guys gotta be more respectful, respectful. I'm not liking this and such and such. Same thing Will Smith could say, but Will Smith should have been said this, came out before. He said he kind of did a table as if to show the world over cool now. All the table did is sweep under the rug, bro. It never fixed anything. Let's be real. That fucking interview didn't do shit but show the world, and it made Will Smith a meme. I'm like, come on. But no, they gotta be communication in a relationship. Sometimes the best is between the two people. Whether you put it out there or not is one thing, but sometimes you gotta talk between the person and see what's really going on and what you got to go. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if they feel pressure. The kids are a little older now. They probably don't want to split, but I mean,
so they'll take. There's two questions here, and actually relating to the same thing. Yeah. One is Vanita, and I think the other one is D'Angela. I just want to double check so I get everybody's names right here. Both of them say relating to it's D'Angela and then Vanita. So Vanita says, wondering if he'll be stripped of his Oscar or what the consequences of his actions will be. And then D'Angelo follows up as well and says, will they take his Oscar? And then will he be reprimanded celebrity shenanigans? Yeah, I don't know. Do you think that's actually a good question?
I actually got a question too, bro.
What do you both think down there? And then George, what do you think? Think they're going to take away the Oscars?
That's what I actually have right here. I got written down. Somebody's asked this question too. Some celebrity said that does Will deserve to get his Oscar taken away, or should he get his Oscar or penalize him and maybe possibly ban him from next show? And I don't mean the next Oscars, like the next show that he's supposed to next big appearance. They could possibly sit him down a little bit. There's a punishment. And they sit down Joe Rogan for what he did, bro. What can Will Smith get sit down for smacking a fellow actor, comedian? Yeah, he can get his ass sit the fuck down. He's a Philly dude, but he could get the smoke just like any other man can. You understand, bro? Will Smith is one of the few rappers I never trash talked or clowned or made fun of, to be honest, because I always respected him. I always respect his aura. But I'm beginning to think that, not that I lost respect for him, and I still got admiration, but I'm beginning to think that, like everybody else, he's another man, everybody else he's got problems, makes mistakes. No one to really be talking about. He preaches all this extra shit, only to be stuck and shows that he's got his own skeletons in his own family, his own closet. So I don't know. I still respect Will Smith, but there's clearly a lot of flaws there, and he needs to do a lot more too. Because in the movies, he seems perfect. When he preaches in life and all these like conquer your fears, jump in the pool for a shark, do bungee jumping, go meet the Dalai Lama. But then he came and take a joke from a comedian he knows for years. And now, hang on a second. Now, let's actually take it here, Steve, real quick, right? I got some notes here. Let's talk about the relationship between Will Smith and Chris Rock and Jada as well, the triangle, and what led to 2022, the day in March, a few weeks ago.
Okay.
So, I believe Will Smith and Chris Rock first met years ago, like decades ago. Chris Rock and Will Smith are close to the same age, not too much difference. Chris Rock is slightly older. And as we know, they're both actors from the late 80s, 90s. Chris Rock was a comedian turned to actor. Will Smith was a rapper, musician that kind of became, sitcom star to actor as well, and continued to do rap and music well after, the 90s and 2000s, and less and less. They first appeared together in 1995 in an episode of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and Chris Rock, ironically, you know what he played? He played Will Smith's blonde date, and he played like a man, just like a woman, and they're like a comedy, of course. He's got like the hair. He's like, I'm looking for a big belly, and they're talking, and it's like they're together. Obviously, he's a man just like a woman. It's really funny. It's one of the episodes. So I guess it was like the 5th season. We all know it was like 6 seasons. It was a very long show, and I remember it was a good episode. Following that, he made appearances, and he made a movie called, I believe, Madagascar, the voices with Jada Pinkett Smith. So not only was cool with Smith with the Will, but Jada and Chris Rock is open. They've always been kind of cool. They have collaborated in the past. There's never been no issue there. What I want to show you, bro, and I don't know, I'll try my phone to put on the screen. We'll see. Chris Rock talks about Will Smith at the 1999 Music Video Awards, FTV's Music Video Awards. Chris Rock was a host. Will Smith presented a couple of awards, and he said, Will Smith didn't win again. I can't believe it. He didn't win again. He's used to winning all the time and everything. And then he said something like, J-Lo, she got here, she got here. One for her, one for her ass. Like, he made so many, like jokes, dude. I mean, it was the MTV Music Awards in a better time, and you know what? I might play it. Just give me a second. I'll pull it up. Hopefully, we'll get a flag for it though, because back then everything was much simpler, bro. There was an era where all the celebrities were there. You had Madonna there, fucking like George Michael, dude. I mean, like Michael Jackson's still alive. Like all the greatest entertainers ever. I mean, you know, you had 9 Inch Nails.
Yeah.
So many good bands, bro. Oh man, Wyclef. And again, Chris Rock was never other than the winner. So it just shows that Chris Rock has been doing it for a while and kept it consistent. And it should have been a great night. And unfortunately, bro, I mean, as much as I've said it, and I don't repeat myself neither, but Will Smith fucked up. He should have smacked him. That's what led to it. But now let's recheck for a little. So 99 awards, they're there. They're seen together. There's pictures of him countless in 04, 05. He did some kind of presentation, and Will Smith was in an event. And in 2016, so like more recent times, about 5-6 years ago almost, there's a joke that Chris Rock said about Will Smith with the Oscars, and he's like, Jada Pinkett, she's boycotting the Grammys or the Oscars. She's like, Jada Pinkett, I can't believe it. Jada Pinkett boycotting the Oscars. It's like me boycotting Rihanna's panties. I wasn't invited. So, but now here's the thing. Even that. Here's the thing. Like,
man.
How is it really offensive to Jada though? Because he said about it in the past. I mean, it's like a little, he made a joke, but he wasn't.
Yeah, that's funny as hell. It's just like it's like boycotting Rihanna's panties. I wasn't invited. Who said that joke?
Chris Rock.
Oh, Chris Rock said it.
Yeah, let me repeat it for somebody to hear. He said, Jada Pinkett Smith verbatim, right? Jada Pinkett Smith, like boycotting the Oscars. He said, that's like me boycotting Rihanna's panties. You weren't invited. Get it? Like, I wasn't invited to her panties and she wasn't invited to the Oscars. He basically saying like Jada was just like, Jada, you doing all that, but Will's a real star. You're an actress, but nah, you weren't invited. That's like me trying to, like, why would you try to bash the Oscars? Like, why bash Rihanna's panties? I gotta say so. Like, it was brilliant. I mean, Chris Rock is one of the greatest of all time. He's a GOAT when it comes to comedy. Let's not play that, for a second. Let's not go there with that. It's one thing to roast people, but to be a good comedian to job, he was doing his job. But then let's speak about the composure. Let's speak with Chris Rock for a little. Let's give Chris Rock some shine too, because I mean,
very good point. Very good point.
He might have fucked up, but look how much of a gem and how he acted. He didn't even think about swinging back. He could. I like him to kind of, put a public, not an apology because he doesn't need to apologize. I mean, he actually did apologize too. Chris Rock did, as did Will Smith and everybody else. But we want to hear an answer from Jada again. Jada, see, let's protect Jada. She did what she did, and now she got made fun of. When Will left himself and she joked, she said, I can do a joke about it. And she advertised herself saying, I'm proud of my hair. It was a very mild joke, and she made a big deal about it, like the little eyes rolled. She's a control freak, but she might be an egomaniac. She could be.
She gave that passive-aggressive stare where she gave the eye roll and then the look over.
And he must have, that's easy to tell you, to believe. If you think about it, he must have really went with it. Like, she does it at home all the time. So, yeah, Will is definitely strained. She's got Will strained from his balls, head backwards, feet up, and she's just like fucking the puppet master, which right here. There we go.
Puppet master.
Jada, the puppet master. D'Angela writes, Jada is the puppet master, yeah.
Very good point.
And this was, earlier, yep, the page that we gracefully blocked and we dodged. So, yep.
Just seen the name of that weird spam pit.
That was just ridiculous. Yeah. But we're getting a lot of spams these days because our page is growing. We're getting more subscribers and likes. So, okay. Oh, hang on a second. Now, here's the thing. Somebody made a meme. I don't know how true it was. It said, Skeet, you're next. With a writing like this, Kanye West like this with a poster saying, Skeet, you're next. What if Kanye West next Pete Davidson? Oh, then it's going to be like Will Smith.
Whoop, you lock up for a moment?
I was saying that, I locked up for a second. It's cool now. I said if Kanye smacks Skeet or Pete Davidson, that means that Will would have sent an unprecedented trend. It's not a good trend, it's really negative too. You cannot go up to smack anybody. I don't care what it is, dude. Even your enemy in a place like that. I mean, come on now. I'm all for the what if I think the face, but it's just like, things gotta be done because that's the thing about them. There are people that cost me. I don't give a fuck what Jada says. I don't give a fuck about Will Smith or what he says. At the end of the day, they entertain me. I watch the stuff, but they should keep their problems under the table like everybody else and do the shit, handle it at home. That's a good point.
For real. So I'm seeing a lot of comments down here. He said he should have been stripped. So Marius said he should be stripped. He embarrassed himself, set a poor example.
Yeah, I mean,
opinion. I'm sure a lot of people think the same. Jada is also not good for Will Smith's mental health. Yeah, some people are just toxic, and it's not realistic to really be with people that are going to put you in that type of mental state. It's just not realistic.
She said, I was happy for a long time. Nobody feel happy. Clear that she wants to be back on August Alsina because there comes a time when a lot of women are older women. Sometimes they get estranged from their men. They're still in relationships, but it's like not the same thing. And they got the side guy, and guess what? The side dude, it's a young guy, bro. You're like, whoa. Like, remember the movie Unfaithful with Richard Gere? And what's her name? What the fuck is the lady's name? She's good. It's Renee Zellweger?
Is it Renee?
I think it is. Richard Gere and the French guy. The guy that was in a SWAT, and he's like, I'll give $100 million to whoever busts me out of jail. The young French guy, the smooth talking guy, he plays the young guy. Richard Gere's the husband. And I believe Renee. What's that? I don't want to say.
Is it Renee Zellweger?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's her. Isn't it her? Hold on. Let me check this out.
Get the facts.
Unfaithful.
We'll give Will Smith a little.
A break.
We'll give Will Smith a stupid for being a clown.
Stupid. He's Diane Lane. I'm sorry, Diane Lane. Diane Lane. Hold on. Yeah. Okay, I know she is. I know that. It wasn't Renee. I was totally mistaken. Diane Lane. Fine actress she is. She could definitely play a MILF. You know, type of MILF who I would probably go over her house every now and then. But yeah. So that movie's good, bro. It shows that he puts it together. He understands that his wife's having an affair with a younger guy, and he kills him, I think. But very good movie. Came out in 2002. Okay, that was about right. So yeah, no man. I mean, it happens. You know, not the first time. I mean, plenty of women have cheated on their men, and plenty of men have cheated with younger women. You see, usually the men doing that to like their wives at a certain age, but of course that tyrant son of a bitch, Vladimir Putin, he put his wife in a mental institution and got her going crazy. Like the woman doesn't even know she's anymore. They got a younger one. But that dude's not even a human being. He's like some kind of like
Sheesh. That's crazy, man. Now we going Vladimir Putin on it.
Yeah. Well, I remember I was on a date years ago and some girl from Poland told me the story, which I knew about, by the way. And I'm like, yo, see, if he could do it to his children's mother, that guy got no rap, no shame. He's got a piece of stone with ice that never melts in his heart. And he's got to be half robot. He's like the robot from Superman. Remember the robot that tore his skin off and fell in the water? That guy, that's Putin. Putin's not even a human. You probably cracked him with a punch in the face. You Mike Tyson his ass and you break your hand. He's like metal. But the dude got no ambition, no feelings. He's just like cold. So yeah. Will Smith is the opposite. Will Smith is actually a nice, hard, warm guy. He's like a warm heart, but he's looking like a sucker. He's either naive or just loves her and love. He's just a sucker for love, which I understand, man. I mean, if you're in love, you got kids with her. You can't. I mean, look at Ice-T. His wife left, almost left him for the rapper, but he's gonna parade her around. He's gonna go for her, bro. And his heart was hurting, and he needed her because to him there was another woman by her, Coco, Ice-T's baby, bro. I mean, I can't say no to that. So very similar situation, except Ice-T kept his masculine composure. He did not clown around, did not sleep around, did not sleep off his head or let you go through it. Did not sleep nobody.
100%. I wanted to acknowledge D'Angelo's comment here. So she said she wants us to give opinion on this one. Do you think that Will Smith's career is tainted or over? Denzel Washington looked like a disappointed father inside the audience.
He did not look like a disappointed father. To answer her question, no, I don't think he's done necessarily at all. He's definitely be tainted a little bit. He's gonna be the talk of the town for another month or two.
Agreed. Tainted, yes. Over, no.
Damage. No, I mean, eventually, if he comes back and with time and people forgive with time, I mean, he's never gonna be forgotten. He'll always be there. If him and Chris Rock can come together, do something really powerful and like make everything sort of like, I mean, it's easy to say, oh, make it go away. It's not gonna go away, but eventually work it all out. And I mean, apologize, do something really honorable. I think they could do it. And Chris Rock's brother have any right to feel that way. I feel the same about my brother. Don't send my brother around like that, bitch.
Denzel Washington was like, bruh. Denzel was like, bruh. Crazy.
Bruh. Denzel Washington. Another legend. Okay, real quick. Speaking of which, let's stay on Denzel Washington. We got to mention this. How about two of my guys, the greatest of all time? I mean, absolutely greatest actors that ever did it. So Denzel presented Samuel Jackson, I believe, with the Oscar. He won it, and he didn't even air it. Can you believe that? You see what I'm saying, bro? Thank you, Jada. Fucking spoiled little bread that she's on her way. Because of that dumb shit now, we'll do that. He took Will. Samuel Jackson also took the Will. And now,
Oh, yeah, we're playing with the soundboard.
Yeah.
So we're playing with the
Now,
sound.
we never seen great scene. We never seen Samuel Jackson get his moment, and he deserves it. I'm sorry, but he's a bigger actor than Will Smith. I mean, way bigger. He's doing that what Will Smith was in his daddy's nutsack. So now we got to deal with this shit, and we didn't see that. And it's a thing. I mean, sometimes it's not about you. He did apologize to the Oscar, but it's too late. Damage was done. And again, bro, you have to realize he's a passionate guy by his fan. That's what I'm saying. I don't think it was fake in that sense, because if it was fake, I mean, unless if it was fake, he's brilliant, bro. If it's a work, then indeed it's fake. Like a lot of people, including my man Dan, Matthew Granahan. He's been very opinionated lately, Matthew Granahan. It's my man and all that, but he said some stuff like he came across very brash. Like he just wrote like fuck about the Kane situation, or Kane's a fucking scumbag and he shouldn't be done it, blah blah blah. I'm like, yeah, but if it was your daughter or somebody got molested, you wouldn't be talking the same way. I agree, Kane fucked up, but don't be saying like that. About the Will situation, Will is a thug. Will's acted very impulsively. He's not a thug, but I mean, what he did was a little thuggish. I mean, there was feeling came out of him. He's like, bitch, I'll smack you, I'll whoop your ass. But no, Will Smith definitely has a hand on him. He likes to smack people around. He's done it in the past more than once. My sister told me that somebody did an interview with Jada, and he said he warned the guy, "Yo, be nice to Jada," and that. So it's a very weak point of his to be very. When something comes to Jada, don't like find him, to look at it wrong.
Yo,
he gets very defensive, as he should. But
what would your reaction have been if Chris Rock would have punched him back?
My reaction, I'd be like, "Whoa, that's fucking golden. Go, Chris. Don't fucking push your hands on nobody."
Yo, Chris Rock
is wrong. Look, bro, they both had a little wrong to them. Even Chris Rock, he could have chose the joke a little better, but I just don't think it was that bad of a joke, man. I'm sorry. It's the world we live in. You get roasted for a living. They get paid to make fun of people for a living. If you and me were more famous, they'll laugh at us too. We're gonna go punch Chris Rock. Like, come on, dude.
Yo, Chris Rock
or Selena. Somebody earlier said that Kanye was gonna go around punching people around. Kanye would do it. See, Kanye is more of a loose cannon than Will Smith.
Right. Yo, if that would have been hilarious. I'm not gonna lie, that'd be hilarious if like you weren't expecting Chris Rock hit back. He would have been like,
it would have been really ugly for the Grammys. It would have been cool for ratings and drama, but it looked kind of ugly. Two guys like those guys. At the end of the day, Chris Rock he's never really been in serious trouble. He's played some crazy roles, but he's still like kind of like a gentleman. Always being like a chill guy, very funny dude.
Real, bro.
Will Smith is supposed to be. He's held accountable as an example to follow, but it's not an example to follow. My boy Jelani thinks he's a simp. He's like, he's a simp and she doesn't deserve that. And I wrote a comment on his page and he loved the comment. I said that you were so right. I was like, well, I hate to call Will Smith a simp because my guy, but he did some simp shit. I mean, he really looked like very unmasculine, very sensitive. Because I mean, if anybody can just, say something about your wife and get you so mad, bro, you gotta. What if somebody says I'm gonna fuck your wife, but you can't get to it, and you gonna lose your mind? Like, come on.
I gotta address one thing there, man. That was a weird alarm time, 8:42.
Oh my!
You're part of that.
8:42. Why? What's up with 8:42?
I don't know. Like that's a random alarm time on there. 8:42.
Yeah, I don't know why my alarm went at 8:42. I don't know. Let me see what's going on.
Oh man. But for real, dude.
Hold on, give me a second. Yeah, but I gotta set up my alarm. I did it early because I was trying to figure out so we could go live by like 7:10. Obviously, we didn't go till 7:20 because of the fucking situation we had.
Yeah, unfortunately, but it's all good. I knew people would still tune in. We got a decent amount of people in right now. Yeah, no. So I seen that was Layla down there. She was just laughing. This is over here is so D'Angelo. She said, deserve his loyalty. Yeah, I think that's obvious.
Yeah, that's clear. I mean,
for real. This.
She doesn't know she has. If she loses Will Smith, she's gonna realize, I had probably one of the best partners of life. She doesn't call her husband. She clearly doesn't want to be married. She clearly doesn't want to be married. She wants to be alone.
Exactly. Here's the ultimate quote for Jada. She belongs to the streets. Plain and simple.
She belongs to the streets.
Plain and simple. I just like that's the thing.
She belongs to the streets.
Plain and simple. She belonged to the streets.
Yep.
She probably did. Going back to a comment from earlier, she probably was the one that wanted the open marriage. Guarantee it. She wasn't satisfied. She said it.
I think
we can't. I mean, it's an equal partnership though. So that's the thing. I know Jada is definitely a sociopath. You can obviously tell. But here's the thing: Will Smith, you go along with it, right? So it's like, hey.
Let me tell you what, bro. I think that both are along with it. Whose idea was not important. I could see her being that type. He's from Philly, so I think the West Coast they're a lot more known. Out there, bro, it's more open like that. With his relationships, marriages, all the above. Polygamy, aphigamy, monogamous, all that, Like dudes out there, I mean, it is what it is, right? Like my man Arash. I'm trying to bring him on the podcast one day. He be watching shit, bro. He's a very like entertaining guy. He's also a very connected guy. Got 7 girlfriends. He loves them all. They all love him. This guy does not give a fuck about you thinking, and he'll crush you right then and there. He puts the shit about The Rock one time. Somebody said, The Rock will destroy you. He's like, no, you fucking pussy. I will destroy The Rock, you motherfucker. He's like, go back to your mom and tell her where you came from or something like that. I was like, damn, he crushes people. Then people don't like what he's teaching, so they try to flood his what do you call that? His IG and his DM with hateful messages, and he explodes them. And half the dudes are like clowns. Dudes that the fucking turkey ass motherfuckers. Fucking boogers come out their nose. What their nose. No balls, having ass niggas, bitch ass motherfuckers. Nobody cares about them, bro.
Yeah.
As much as I could disagree with my man Arash. I mean, I'm not saying that the kind of stuff can fly around here, but some people are so lame with it, bro. They're offended. Oh, you said this, and they'd be like, "Shut your ass up!" But and he actually commented on my podcast, and he wrote something about it too. He said I think he said that Will just did too much because he likes Will Smith. He said, and he actually had posted something. Will is a cool dude. He said, and he's an alpha male, but he was writing too much for Jada when clearly didn't have to be there. We could have just handled it way different. And to be fair, she probably doesn't deserve it. But I don't want to talk bad about her or the relations. I mean, at the end of the day, dude, I mean, come on. It's pretty clear that, shit is how it is with them.
Sheesh. Agreed. D'Angela said, you guys see the meme where Jada said she wasn't impressed because Tupac would have shot him. Yeah, me and George were actually talking about this earlier. Yeah, we saw he would have said that. Yo, but George, didn't we have this conversation? Tupac, a lot of people, man, they really think, I'm not trying to say Tupac wasn't hard, but I'm just trying to say people tend to forget where Tupac came from, the background and all that. People tend to forget that Tupac had a lot of he had a lot of people handle his stuff for him, so people think that Tupac would have just shot people. I think that they tend to forget.
Tupac shot he never really shot nobody as far as we know. He shot 2 off-duty police cops in Atlanta in 1993, I want to say.
Well, we don't know a lot about
it. Came back out. There were 2 racist cops. I believe they were fucking around. Then they were harassing a bystander, an African-American man, I believe he was. It was a man. It wasn't a woman, from what I know. And he got his gun, his Glock, and he shot him. Bam, bam. He shot one in the leg, one in the ass, and one in the stomach. So it was 2 cops off duty. So he shot at 2 cops, which is pretty, ballsy and brave. He had street cred, but was he a guy that shots, a shooter with his fucking bandana, with his little hat look like this, looking like Captain fucking Morgan and went out the window? He wasn't a guy that shot Ricky Boys in the Hood, that's for sure. People think he was a gangster and all that. He made gangster music. He was a gangster.
Tupac's hardest role was in that movie. What was that movie that Tupac was in? He was like the bully, the crazy dude. Remember he played a role?
Bishop in Juice.
Bishop, got you.
Well, not necessarily. He played a lot of hard roles. One of his best roles, and guys who are watching, D'Angelo want to see this movie, and some other people that are watching here because they know about that pop culture there, but especially in the 90s. Pac had a great movie with Team Roth, where it's called what's it called? Oh, Grid Gang. Wait, is it Grid? Yeah, Grid Gang or something. No. Gridlock Gang. I think it's called Gridlock Gang. No. Sorry. Gridlock. Just Gridlock. And he starts with him and Team Roth. They're like, they got like his friend hanging out with this chick, really pretty girl. And she goes in a coma and she what do you call it? She ODs and they got to put her in a bathroom. And it's basically a Jewish white guy, cool hip guy, and the cool black guy in New York. And they just go everywhere. And like, it's a phenomenal movie, dude. I only seen it one time when I was a young boy and I was watching it a couple nights ago, but I passed out watching that. Yeah, that's the thing. Pac had some good movies, bro. And you know what? It would be nice if Ben and Smith had a movie together, but they can never talk to each other. Which farther. Come on, guys. Stop fucking calling me. I'm doing my podcast. I'm doing my show. People calling me and bothering me.
Put it on silent, brother.
Yeah, good idea. I forgot about it. It's not a big call. It's not an important call at all. So look, Will Smith said it on a Breakfast Club. He couldn't even get himself to talk to Tupac. Clearly, he had something since then. He was really too he couldn't even really go up and talk to Tupac just because Jada had a thing going on with him, but they were just friends. Right there tells he's a little insecure. If I was gonna be like, yo, what's up? I'm Will. He's like, well, he wasn't gonna talk to me, and I wasn't gonna talk to him, so we don't read it. Like, he's like, I'm the Fresh Prince, but she loved him, but I was choosing me, the Fresh Prince. And I'm this young guy from Philly. He's like soft rapper. He's Tupac, the most hardcore, loved, rapper. And everybody kind of has a thing for him. All the girls loved him, like a thug. And yeah, Pac was kind of a thug, but not just not a shooter. So people saying that like Jada would have said that to Will. Yeah, that's just funny. I mean, Jada probably would have been like, Pac might have just been on some, Yeah, Pac might have actually went up there and hit it. I don't know. Pac might have been a little more crazy. But then again, Pac might have just left it off too.
Yo, 50 Cent actually. 50 Cent. This is kind of off the topic. It's off the record. 50 Cent, his book, the 50. What was it?
50th Law. Oh,
there you go. Hustle smarter, hustle harder.
Hustle
50
smarter,
Cent.
harder.
50 Cent actually dropped he actually dropped it. Pac was a lot of times he was trying to mess around with people who were harder than him, and unfortunately, Pac was more of a poet. If you actually look of where he kind of came from, and what his background was, he wasn't really built to really like be a shooter. I mean, yeah, he had a raw alpha dog image though. Like Pac, what didn't fear anybody. He had no fear, and that was the thing. It's all about your perception of how you handle yourself. So realistically, like Pac had a raw image that like he was one of those dudes that literally just didn't give a fuck. So like he like I think you would agree with that, George. He kind of had an unstableness to him, especially like later on in his career, man. Like the way he would talk in interviews and stuff. Like he was like, what, like you know what I mean? They're just
Pac
like
spoke the truth, bro. He spoke from the heart, but he had his moments. But Pac was also very like straightforward, nonchalant, almost like impulsive with things, and that's kind of ultimately kind of got him killed. And that's why he connected with the gang and the kind of life because we shook nine those guys, and when he joined that, and the night that his friend took him in, there's a story that he took Biggie in one time. The cops found a gun, and Biggie didn't say it was his, but it was his gun, and Pac got caught up with a gun, which is another situation where Pac having disdain for Biggie. But Pac spoke from the heart, and Pac just, I guess, I don't know what happened with him as Will Smith. Could have been a small beef before he died, but after Pac died, I mean, because they got married in 97, and they were together like 96. But Jada Pinkett, it's Tupac's video for Keep Your Head Up, which is a great song, by the way.
Guys, I'm telling you, if you haven't checked it out, Wicked Wisdom. Literally, check out Jada Smith's crazy band, Wicked Wisdom.
Yeah, definitely. And there's a lot of they're going to make a lot of documentaries.
Yeah, no doubt about that. That's a good point. Tupac was woke before woke was trending. Yeah. No. Tupac spit some facts. It's like you said, George. I mean, he spoke from the heart. He didn't get no fucks who really cared. He didn't really. He didn't get no fucks like who cared about what he said. Like he spoke raw. He spoke from the heart.
He was raw.
He was feared, man. He gave off the mentality that he was not to be played with. And I'm like, I think that's the whole thing.
Pac was different. He was built different than Will Smith. I mean, he ain't no Pac, but he doesn't have to. And that's the other thing, dude. Maybe it is years of her telling you Pac would have done this. He was doing this. Maybe who knows? Maybe Will Smith doesn't want to like hear about Pac. About questions. I mean, he's been asked that. He's even fond of that. People be like, "Yo, why you defending Tupac's wife?" And also, he can get to be said. Imagine me, Will Smith be like, "Yo, what's up, Will?" I'll troll him. You still trying to be like Pac, huh? He'd be like, "What'd you say?"
The funny thing was, didn't Jada friend zone Pac like all them years ago? People tend to think they had something going, but didn't she like refer to Pac as like a friend?
I wouldn't say she friend zone him. Here's the thing: how do we know she friend zone him? Who says she didn't friend zone her? He didn't, trick her. But I can tell you, what's the effect of Tupac? I mean, I think he just more looked at it like a friend. I don't know who friend zoned who, if there was even a friend zone or whatever the case may be. Tupac, let's just put it this way, bro. I don't think Bobby Brown is a huge fan of Tupac. You know why? Tupac cheated on Bobby. Tupac fucked Whitney Houston. She cheated on Bobby with Tupac. She actually cheated on him. It's actually documented. It's facts. It's not made up. It was on those stories. Yeah, she cheated on him with Tupac, and Bobby Brown was actually heartbroken for that. And Tupac, it's a story that he might have slayed Miss Jones. The usual Miss Jones, the lady I keep talking to, they always hit her up on IG. But she be answer sometimes. She'll answer back. It's really cool. Miss Jones, aka Jonesy, she's a radio host. Was the queen of radio hosts, in the 90s, like 98, she was on fire. She was bad as a motherfucker too, man. She made an appearance on Big Pun's album. Miss Jones, she looks good as hell for her age. I mean, she's like 50. She's Will Smith's age, 53, 54, but she's still really bad. Miss Jones.
That's interesting.
It'll be nice to bring Miss Jones to this podcast, bro, but we'll see what's up. I still got to try to bring Nate Marquardt. After seminar. I told Nate Marquardt about it, the UFC fighter. He said he'd come in, but it's also, I mean, I got his number now, so I'm trying to call. I got to try to set it up, but we'll have some people coming in, bro. And again, people are chiming in. I mean, the whole world was talking about this. So that's why we kind of had to bring it up today. But let's not, before we move on, and we kind of like, I mean, we got to wrap it up in a few minutes anyway. We got a couple of minutes left, maybe 10 scatter minutes. Let's talk about comedians now and what this could be for them and what's it too much. And let's talk about not Kevin Hart, Chris Rock and Kevin Hart. Those are the comedians that are popping right now. What do you think, like, they stand with this? And what do you think, like, do you think he was really wrong for saying that? I mean, Chris Rock, I mean, how do you comment on that? Let's talk about that a little, because we didn't really talk about that like that.
I don't, because it's inside the realm of, it's comedy. You know who Chris Rock is. Like I said, man, there's been comedians that have said things way more personal and way more offensive than that, especially because who we're looking at is Jada Pinkett Smith, a sociopath for sure. That's why I said, like, I don't feel sorry at all for what he said, and like, no, I don't think he took it personal. I mean, this is my personal opinion. Everybody else people might disagree with me, but my personal opinion is he did not take it too far. It's a joke. You know who Chris Rock is. That's my opinion on it, and that's where I kind of stand with it. How about what do you think there, man? Do you think he took it too far? Or what do you guys all think?
No. What's it called? I would say that like he just kind of like should have like just like kind of like when he's watching the stage. Sometimes you also got to do your research a little and be careful. I mean, clearly Will's going through a lot, so could he have made it even more light? But I mean, as light as it gets, the GI Jane joke. I mean, it was just like, all right. So for example, think about this: if I'm Chris Rock and he's doing what he's doing, he's like going on stage, laughing around, saying, "Oh, we got everybody in the building. Good to see we got Jada. Time to set it off, Jada. Where's the sequel, Jada? You know, we gotta get you in there, girl. You know, you rocking there." And then be like, Will, it's a direction, we need some directing here, and he could have made a joke on that. You could direct the movie. After all, we only direction. He could have made a joke about Will a little. Will would not have cared if he was roasting Will. It's just that he roasted his wife and he lost it there, bro. He just lost his shit, bro. If he was roasting Will, he don't give a fuck about that. Be like, yeah, go ahead, Unless, of course, it's something very personal. He just kind of hit a nerve, which by the way, he did hit a nerve at first. Will had no problem with it until she sees it makes a signal. And then the way he went up there, it's like you have to put something on her. Why does he have to put something for his girl? Like, I mean, what if he does it to the wrong person and then people put hands on Will? I mean, you gotta be careful, man. Just because you're a celebrity and you're on these platforms and in his pedestal, don't mean that you're, like the most important man alive, the guy of the world. Yeah, cool, but anything could happen. Tupac the same thing. He put hands on somebody, a gangbanger, and they shot him after that. People put hands on people, get in trouble. I mean, and Will could get in trouble with the disciplinary. Nothing's over. Nothing's fucked up. Anybody watching, it's not over. They're reviewing everything. They might strip Will the Oscar, which I hope it don't. But I mean, in my opinion, they can sit him down real quick. Sit his West Philly ass down for like 20 minutes.
That's a good point.
So yeah, no, I don't think it was per se wrong, but I think that even comedians got to be very careful in this day and age. Everybody's getting so offended and blah blah blah, and you know what I mean, this and that. He should, know what to do. He knows what to do. He's a very good presenter, which is why he deserves an Oscar just for how he reacted to that. And if he was fake, then we'll get another Oscar because he played it really well. I mean, he's an actor. It's what the fuck he is. And Chris Rock. Some people are saying he's not looking at him in the eyes. Some saying he goes with a slap. Maybe Will thought like Chris. I mean, and they're saying what this thing was going to do is hug him. When he seems like he's like, he's like, yeah. He didn't think he's gonna get smacked. He thought he's gonna be like, yo, what'd you say? Maybe he thought like Chris Rock thought it was gonna be funny and actor's gonna smack him or pull a funny stunt on stage, but he actually really hit him and walked away. Keep my wife's name. He said that.
Yes, sir.
He wasn't a smack on the shoulders in his face, like the ultimate disrespect. You don't punch a guy that you don't fear. You know what I mean? Like you punch a man, somebody. I mean, like you get somebody, you snuff him, bang. Like, what you say? Bow. But you slap somebody, bro. It's the ultimate disrespect. I mean, you have no respect, no nothing for this guy. I mean, you slap like a bitch ass dude, a guy that shorty shit thing. Nobody that the guy.
It's a good perspective down there. I'm seeing D'Angelo said it isn't the Oscars usually using scripted, or at least don't they have rehearsals? Something seems odd about the whole situation. So I mean, that's obviously
yeah. I mean, no security. Security was there, but no one grabbed Will. But like, if it wasn't for the Penguin thing, bro, they're no real problem. That never happened. I'd be like, all right, maybe stage. But you know that he affected Will so much in his last 2 years. Their marriage been very rough. The fact that Will's been like kind of like going, doing movies, it probably just keeps his mind on things. I mean, one man could be like, yo, you watch cheating on you. People still remember that. Rappers making fun of them. They're saying Jada will look like a sucker. Everybody knows that. And she keeps on doing her thing, bro. She's so nonchalant. I didn't see an apology from her. I didn't see a real sincere statement or note. I mean, she talked about it a little on her IG, whatever, but now I got to heal. It's all about her. Let's heal the world, Jada. You can heal. I mean, you have to look like a fool. You put in somebody else, rude relationships. It's a lot of L's. It took his L. Jada and Will got an L for that. Chris Rock took an L because of smack, but he took a W because now making money, people have his back to showing how much you like him and all that. It's just, it's not unfortunate. It really is. Like, Ron's not the answer. Like my brother said. My adopted brother Johnny said Ron's is not the answer, Will's a classic guy, so is Chris Rock. I mean, they got their moments, but it's not how you act.
Exactly. So it's just plus lack of uproar.
My poor phone is left. Well, after the uproar and what he said, people were quiet to hear it, and everybody saw intense like. And you can see the reaction. People are shocked. No one expected it, and you can see the small reaction when Chris Rock said it was like, "Yeah, that's a good one." He's like, he left and he's seen it, and he said something. I was just going on the screen. He's like, "Oh, here comes Richard." He called him Richard. And he's like, he's gonna never laugh, and that's how he starts. Like, stay in the body language. They're saying that he's really been playing his feet a certain way. And opening said it wasn't a smack. Like, it was a slap, almost like a bitch slap. Because he had his fingers and he went like this. A smack is more here. Like, he's kind of
for real.
Like
For real.
big,
He was like,
I don't know. It was just.
he was like, uh-oh.
Huh?
He was like, uh-oh.
Uh-oh. What's he gonna do here? I think he's about to pump me. Like, yo, I almost thought that Chris Rock was gonna have a sick ass line as he's walking through
Like, Will Smith just slapped the shit out of me.
Oh, it was like, what just happened? And he was confused, like, well, that was the greatest night in history of television. Like, yo,
He was like, Will Smith just slapped the shit out of me. He kept his composure, man.
That was the greatest night on the television. Man, it was great. God. So anyway, so the thing about comedians, what do you think about comedians now? Like Jim Carrey said what he said that he was.
The end said you're still echoing. I'm not sure if there's something up with your mic or
no, I don't know why I'm echoing. I really don't know. I mean,
try deconnect. Try muting yourself, then I'm muting.
I don't know. I don't know, bro. I usually put the headphones because the volume be very low. Now I don't put my headphones because I can hear you fine. But yeah, I don't know. Let me see. Maybe I put my headphones.
That's why, because you usually use headphones. Yeah, I got the mic, which it has a condenser on the back, so usually I don't really echo like that. But yeah, maybe the headphones will change it up. We'll see. 1 second.
Yeah.
No joke. It was let me see.
It's good now. Oh, okay. That's all right. I'll keep it.
I can hear you, but I can hear like something in the background.
Really? Fuck. You said it's good now. You can hear me good, bro?
Yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? You guys can kind of.
Is something in the background? I usually put it on the school.
She said it's good now. Okay.
Yeah.
And Vanita said, I'm wondering if it was intentional. I mean, that's going to be the question. That's going to be the $1 million question. Was it intentional? Was it set up? Was it scripted? What do you guys think about him having like a possible what was it on a cheek? What was it, like a cheek sleeve or cheek bandage, or it was like a cheek like patch? People were dropping the memes about that, but it looked photoshopped.
What do you mean a cheek? What? A stash?
A patch, bro, that was prepared for the slap. So there was like a brown patch apparently on his cheek that was like blended in with his skin.
Oh, come on. You see his face so well. Who said that? Where's the source for this? Hang on. Let's fact check this real quick. What was the source for this? He had a brown thing in his face. You can see him. He's like this, both face. He wasn't two-faced. He could have been there, but I mean, I got to see some more.
What to pull
face
out?
Batting. She said face batting, as they say.
Hold up.
If they did that, that would be the biggest setup. Yo, why they do that? Why they do that?
I don't know if you can see this. You see that?
Yeah. He's like, hey, he's laughing here.
Yeah, you see the patch though. Like, you see it?
I see a line that looks different from his skin, from his color tone, but a patch. No. That was me that brought that, actually.
Yeah, I was like, yo. Oh, you said the greatest night in the history of television?
Yeah, put GM.
I
wonder if Elijah's watching. Elijah, where the fuck you at, dog? We just did a seminar. Check out the show.
Oh, Elijah's watching right now?
No, he's not watching, but I don't see him unless he's watching. He would have commented by now.
Everybody we got like 5 or 6 on YouTube right now, and 2 or 3 on Facebook. Wow, I've seen it all. Yeah, I don't know. Like, it's a good point though. I don't know if he really did have the face mask. To me, it looks photoshopped.
Yo, here's this though. You heard like a little boom, because I remember he lagged, and then I heard the noise, and he walked. He's like, "Oh, Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me." And I remember hearing, I was like, and I remember seeing everything in him walking up there, and when he hits him, he got blurry for a couple seconds. Then I heard when he goes back, "Keep my right hand out your fucking mouth." Then he said, "It was a G.I. Jane dude, like G.I. Jane joke, whatever." He's like, "Oh yeah," he's like, "Yes, keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth," and he yelled it. That's the Will Smith talk. That anger. He's got anger, Will Smith. And when he yells, well, he has like the most proper voice, like he's soft-spoken, but when he yells in his movies, like, remember that? In Wild Wild West, Loveless! And he grabbed it and he fell off the spider. Man, that's like no, that's what I'm saying. If he really was like really quote unquote faking it, dude, he could have sounded different, maybe more cheesy, more like a movie, like somewhat exaggerated. There was some sincere, I think. But a lot of factors still, talk about that, how, it was kind of like we didn't, like we don't know exactly. Because again, I mean, the ratings went up and job well done if they did play it off. But I mean, why would he, use like whatever he used, you know what I mean? Like, Like, what would he use the kind of approach to tarnish his legacy, if you will? You know, that's what it really comes down to.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just it's gonna be the $1 million question, and obviously, you know, we're not gonna really know and dive in. It's like unless it just comes out behind the scenes, we're not really ever gonna know what realistically happened there. But this obviously is a publicity thing now. You know, I don't know if it was. I'm not saying it was a stunt, but I'm just saying. I mean, it could have been. But obviously, you know, we have a bunch of things that are being talked about now with this, and who knows? Maybe it's even possibly a distraction for something bigger. A lot of times when we have these things, right, it's usually a distraction for something bigger. So I don't know.
Yeah.
A lot of different perspectives, though. What do you think that are watching though? I'm gonna hear. So you guys are asking the questions. What do you think? Do you actually think that it's a? Do you think it was set up? For sure. Do you think it was set up?
Yeah.
That's the $1 million question. Because my opinion is, personally, I don't think it was. I stated at the beginning.
Yeah, me too. As much as I think it's like 60-40 for me. 40% things that like
his body language. I mean, he did a hell of a job. He's an actor, but the body language.
They're both actors, even Chris Rock. But
it was similar to the Red Table body language.
It was too. Nah, Chris Rock was too in shock. Like, huh? What the fuck? He was confused. Like, what would he do that? I mean, didn't accept it. Didn't expect it. We were just, you know, some like he was just in another direction. Yeah, I don't know. That's why I can't. They're saying stage, but I mean, and they used Will Smith to stage it against Chris Rock. I mean, could have been anybody else, a comedian. I mean, and then people try to say like the beef stands from before, but what beef though? I mean, he's talked about him a lot in the past, but they're a big couple. Every comedian's talked about those Smiths a little bit. Like who hasn't, you know, been mentioned? You know what I'm saying? So I'm not trying to hear that. Oh, they had beef before. There was never no beef. They've worked together. They've always been pretty okay with each other. There was never no. You know, I don't know. I mean,
I wonder if Jada gave him some. Yeah. Off the record, I wonder if Jada gave him some ass that night.
Some yams? Oh, he had to give yams.
He got the yams?
He probably did, but then again, I don't know. Apparently, that's the thing. She doesn't. She's not happy. She's not satisfied. Does not feel satisfied. He doesn't do it for her. So I'm like, whoa.
He better have got some. I'll tell you that.
If he didn't, he's a simp. He's already a simp. But
the simp word. Everybody likes to use.
Everybody uses that word. I know. But I mean, you know,
simp, beta. Like it's like.
People are, I'm annoyed those words. I'm annoyed because everybody's learning these words and using it in a wrong context.
And most of these do, like honestly, people who actually act as high value, they don't really call themselves alphas. They don't talk about people as like beta males and stuff. It's you can say low value, high value. I prefer high value, low value. I don't really try to use those words, man, because they're just so played out. Like I remember hearing alpha like 10 years ago, man, and it was just so different. I don't know what to believe. The media is a deceitful place, D'Angelo said. Yeah, it is. It definitely is. So my whole take on it is I don't believe it was fake, but I would not be shocked if it was. It's not that I would 100% like I'm going to agree. And Marius commented in and said, I don't think it was fake. Yeah, that's my take too. But like I said, I would not be shocked if it went the other way on it. So they said Jada probably sucked his soul from out of him that night.
Oh, God.
Well, I would hope so. She already has his soul. I mean, realistically, but
she has some by the balls.
He better have gotten some that night. I'll tell you right now.
Hold on, can you guys see this?
Suck his soul. I like that. That's funny. What is that?
The 1999 VMA Awards with Lauryn Hill performing. It's about to come right now. I'm about to see the part where Chris Rock announces Will Smith, and it's like everything's cool. And he was cracking jokes in this one, man. What a good award this was.
Jada better.
Ricky Martin.
Ladies and gentlemen, Will Smith.
See? Will Smith getting presented. See, Chris Rock said something like, we got Will Smith in attendance. He's going to win, but he didn't win nothing. He made very light jokes at him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then this is when he presented that award for best.
My first Moon Man award exactly 10 years ago for a video that I did.
Look at the difference.
Just don't understand.
Watch.
And that was the first time that MTV presented any award for rap music.
Oh, how the times have
10
changed.
years later, I'd like to introduce to you two parents who do seem to understand. In its relatively short lifespan, hip hop itself has gone from what some considered a passing fad to what now is its own undeniable driving force in music. And it is my
Sorry.
Locking up. Locking up. I don't know if that's my connection.
Smalls, and Shakur, and Valetta Wallace.
Yeah, he's when he presented that word to the mothers of Tupac and Biggie, and then they hugged it out. But Chris Rock was there though, and like everything was cool. So it's like, I don't know, bro. It could be fishy. Who knows?
Who does know?
You see what I'm saying? How it was back in the day, like the awards, everything was beautiful back then. Not so corny. There's nothing really interesting anymore. Back then, actually, there was actually awards.
True. Pants just still on this. That's a good song.
I'm a famous Shakur. Now Valetta Wallace.
I know what she's talking about. I know D'Angelo. I seen it. That was the year after. That was 2000. When they stopped him on stage.
Both our son's memories and contributions to the arts
Pull it up.
stand united
Right here.
as mothers preserving their legacies.
It's a shame. Pac's mom has died now. Rest in peace, Hakeem Shakur. She's up there with her son.
The fact that we are even
That's funny, yo.
here shows
What is Chris Rock about to?
friends,
Yeah, he comes up.
family, loved ones,
When he
and
presents the
fans
thing.
can do to bring us
Hold on, I
all
got you.
closer.
Because this is something.
The memory of our sons, Tupac and Biggie, should continue to inspire us and unite us and inspire children around the world to overcome obstacles to achieve their goals. In essence, music can enhance our chances to hold us together, help us to reach others, cross language barriers, and cover lines, thus giving us hope for the next millennium. Let's take a look at the nominees.
That's the best rap.
Sheesh.
Jesus, I know, right?
So wow, man. Just skip forward a little bit.
I don't know what's up with that lady screaming like that. Well, it was hot that year. Oh, geez. Nope, this again. She can break speakers with that voice. Do you know Win, Steve? Do you know what this one?
See how it changes.
Yeah.
See how it changes.
Oh, God. Hold on. This girl, man. She needs to shut up with that voice. She'll
So
break
fast
out
forward.
here.
Fast forward. Fast forward.
Video goes to
I will.
Jay-Z featuring
You on? Yep.
No,
Where's the Chris Rock part at? It's got to be a little bit ahead. I would just play with it to see where we can pull it up.
Oh, right here. I got it.
There you go. There you go.
B.I.G. Tupac forever, y'all. Hip-hop music.
Here we go.
There you go. It's coming right now. He's sitting down. This is some really cute girl.
I can't believe it. It was a rap award and Will Smith didn't win. How rare is that? When's the last time you seen that? My God. Will Smith win everything. That's right. Will win so much the Yankees scared to play it. Now she's got a show where she guards half celebrities, and he's a half celebrity. Give it up from Total Request, Carson Daly, and Pamela Anderson Lee.
Carson Daly. Pamela Anderson Lee. You see, man? All right. I guess we could kind of go back a little bit, but, you know, I mean, we're going to have to, because we don't have all time, but yeah, a little time wrap there. Nostalgia. Then the 1999 awards. But yeah, you see what I'm saying, bro? So it's like back then it was only jabs. I don't understand why it makes it hard to believe in it all this time. Now it's like I don't know where he's just he felt like it's not like he always picks on a Smith. If he does, it's always light shit. I mean, and I think Jada was there because you can see Will next to her, like when they arrived. I mean, that was like the red carpet entrances, and like the what do you call it?
It's locked up again.
Yeah, like the I mean, like the shows and all that, like the intro shows to the VMAs and all that were like on fire. Now it's like now you have Lizzo performing. She takes over the whole show, and you have the baby and all that. Back then, you had like Jay-Z, and what I mean, like you had Destiny's Child, you had Eminem, you had Pamela Anderson was in the building, Madonna. It was a fucking like the Rolling Stones. We're talking about legends,
It's not the same anymore.
Well, that's another thing people said, and I mean, again, Chris Rock did good in that one. The next year, they had the Wayans brothers, and here, let me put this over here. It was in 2000, and the year after, and then they pretended to have Chris Rock talk, and they go on stage and beat him up, and then the Wayans brothers started presenting. They were the hosts, but Chris Rock was in '99. See, look, you guys to pull up where the Wayans brothers was impersonating Chris Rock, because the Wayans brothers are both they did the show in 2000. So Marlon Wayne, I think was it Marlon? Yeah, Marlon Wayne pretended to be like Chris Rock, and then like they beat him up. That's when he took his pants off and showed his ass to the audience. It was hilarious. But it was
funny as hell.
Yeah, talking about the real world. No, Chris Rock was popping jokes like, I mean, dude, in the beginning, it was like he was roasting me for about 10 minutes. Then the show gets underway. It's good to go back in time and watch the words. You know what I mean? Kind of bring it back a little bit. But yeah, man. So now, what do you think, bro? Do you think that comedians now? Do you think twice now? They're gonna be more scared? Do you think that it happened once and they're gonna make sure that this never happens again? Because no comedian should feel some kind of way. I mean, the job is to roast people, bro. That's what they do.
I don't think it's gonna change. I mean, to be honest, you're a comedian. I don't think it's gonna make people think twice.
It shouldn't be. You shouldn't have to.
Nah, I mean, if you're a comedian, you're a comedian. That's the whole thing. It's like that's your career, it's your job. So, jeez.
Yeah. So we touched on a couple. There we go. We touched on some good. That was a good side effect. We touched on some good topics. We've mentioned a little bit about relationships of trust, and there's issues gotta be resolved. If there is toxic relationships, doesn't mean that you can't try to at least make a civil try to work it out until the very end. I mean, sometimes they end, but they don't. It's your job. It's like the guy and the girls who try to work it out. Hold on, my ears are on fire. Jeez. Oh, it was just the things are falling, man. I got really hot for a second. I had to adjust my speakers, my ears, headphones. So yeah, so it's like at the same time also it's good to say that although you got to defend your significant others honor or whatever the case may be, you still don't and can't really jump the gun like that. So it got to be like a learning experience. And you got to don't be a guy that you get beat up because you want to go stand up for your shorty when there's no need to stand up. I mean, and I don't mean this particular case. I'm talking about other situations where, like, I seen girls shit test guys be like, "Oh, he did to me. You're not gonna do nothing. You're a bitch." No, I'm trying to take it easy to see what's up. And if he goes there, I'll be ready for this motherfucker. But I'm not gonna beat up a dude because he said something that you didn't like, but he didn't offend him. If it's offensive, like, yo, dog, watch your mouth. Line up. I'll put dude in check. That wasn't my girl. I'm telling the girls because dudes are being disrespectful, bro. You know me, bro. I don't take too long, to put somebody in their place, and I don't care. You could give high speed anytime, any moment, any week, day of the week, any moment of the day.
There's repercussions. There's repercussions if you just swing on somebody.
Exactly.
You knock them out cold. You knock them out cold without warning, just because they said something. You're gonna get locked up. So I mean, you have to stand strong. Now you need to be prepared if somebody puts hands on you. Somebody puts hands on you, it's a whole other situation, and you get escalated accordingly. If they put hands on you, that's life-threatening.
Well, he did. I mean, Will put hands on Chris, but it wasn't. It was like yo, I'm mad at you.
I'm talking about your point where you said like women will say like, oh, you're not gonna swing on them. It's like it's a whole other thing. Like you can't just go around swinging at somebody. Like he slapped Chris Rock, but Chris Rock's not gonna press charges about it.
One of my boys, his girl was like getting upset because she's a waitress and she left the job. I think she quit that day, and we were there like eating whatever, but she was there like working for a few weeks. It was a Chuck's Pub in Alibi. She left or whatever, but she got married to some guy. She wanted her man to be more like if he's facing me like, yo, what's up, chill. And that's fucked up. Your girls like that are toxic. They'll get guys in trouble. No, a guy will talk to a guy unless it's being disrespectful. Be like, yo, that's my girl. You come over, chill out, though. What the fuck? Like you can tell a guy that, but when a guy's just trying to bargain, trying to talk or whatever, figure out, and he's being a little. I mean, the girl feels like she's being disrespected because she's not, though. I was there. There was nothing. I was there. Like, I was right there, front and center, and it was nothing to be, all rah about. The guy was start talking. The guy talked that out with the other dude. Nothing happened, but the girl felt like she's like, hey, what such and such. Oh, you're a bitch. He chopped you. He was talking shit about me. You do nothing. You swing on him, and I was like, he doesn't have to swing. I said, and she's like, George, how can you be so calm? And I'm like, because fighters are calm. Fighters, we don't gotta prove nothing to nobody. I'm gonna swing somebody because some dude I feel like disrespecting my girl. I mean, unless he did disrespect her, I'll be like, yo, dog, watch out, it's my lady right there. Come on, dog. Watch your mouth, partner. Like, you know what I mean? You keep my lady's name out your mouth, keep your lady's name out your mouth, and we cool about it. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
But it wasn't like that. Some girls just want to see unnecessarily drama, and then the toxic one. And then did that girl do? She was getting heisty with my friend. They were like arguing. Those guys in the arguing fight. I had to kind of split them up for a second. I was sick that night. I hurt my back playing soccer. I felt my back. My back was fucked up, and I went home and I was sick for 5 days. And I had to make sure to keep them cool, like separated.
Yeah,
some guys are assholes and toxic. Some girls could be, on the bitch type time and put hands on the guy too. So it's good to eliminate that. That's exactly what I did. I was like, yo, let's get out of here. I said, I'm not feeling it. I don't fucking feel good. Take me home. She started arguing with him, so I went out and I was like, can we just, I was like, listen, sister, can we really make this cool? Because, I know something about crazy stuff in toxic relationships. So I was like, come on, let's just, figure it all out. Now, we don't know. Jada doesn't seem the type to smack Will, but she might be the type. Will, he looked at me wrong. He stepped on my shoe. You're not going to hit him for me? Oh, I'm not impressed. Pac would have shot him. Like, we don't know that, but it could be something like that, along the lines sometimes. I mean, Jada just needs to, understand that she's not God's gift to the earth. And don't make like your shit don't stink. Your shit stinks. And it stinks bad. You're just another woman out there. You fucked up in your man. You got to redeem yourself. Not put him in more situation, pressure. She could have left it off, been like, like this and left it off and then said something. And she could have responded to Chris Tucker in a different way. I mean, Chris Rock, not Tucker. Sorry, Chris Rock. So, I don't know, bro. But we covered a good amount. And I mean, again, there's things for a reason. People can sue you for that, for defamation of character. It was nothing that serious. I mean, there was really too much damage. Will was just a little bit broken. And if we'll talk about Will, which you did talk about, he's the one that's going through a lot. And he's the result of females demasculating guys, being demanding, telling them to do this and that. And probably you can stick up for your wife, but you still got to hold your composure and not fall for that. And I mean, you got to be worth it too. Jada embarrassed him not once, not twice, but like 3 times. And this was just like another one. And somebody said that this is what broke the straw that broke the camel's back. He went up there. He actually went to hit her the same, but he hit Chris Rock, but he thought it's her face. I don't know if I believe that per se, but I do think that like he's probably not happy with her. So it's to prove to her that like I'm a man and I'll smack the guy for talking about you. But at the same time, you gotta be loyal. But he didn't say that about being loyal. Clearly he was disappointed 2 years ago when they were talking on the round table. He's like, we need to address this, and he clearly was things to be better, but he was broken. And let's be honest, he never really recovered from the round table thing and from being cheated on in like July 2020 with the entanglement thing. Because that thing that thing was going on for months. People were laughing.
Right.
More drama, man. God bless him.
Drama.
They'll be okay, but drama sells. So
drama, man. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we would go for almost 2 hours, guys. So I think we're gonna get ready to wrap up in a couple minutes. We still got some of y'all rocking with us right now. We got about 4 on Facebook, 1 on YouTube. We got about 2 others as well on other Facebook. So we got about
just
7.
A little announcement, guys. If you guys are tuning in now, we still got some people like Steve said watching, but if you tune in now, we'll be going on for a little while. We're probably gonna take it down soon. It'll tell you an hour. He said like a broadcast about an hour ago. But remember, once we stop this and we're not alive anymore, like in a few minutes we'll stop. It's about 1:55, maybe about the 2-hour mark. We'll see. Once we stop, you'll say stop. It basically goes by when you started. So you'll say broadcasted about an hour ago or 2 hours ago at this point. So whenever we stop, like an hour later it says broadcast. That's where the broadcast ended. Remember, it's a little confusing, I know. So just bear with us. It would say it goes by when we started, which was about, again, we were kind of late tonight. We apologize, but shit was just not going well at all for us. And we started at 7:20. So it'll say broadcast about 2 hours ago or stream because it's to be streamed now. And then you guys can catch it on the rebroadcast, which will be YouTube. But this is real time right now as we're live. No need to watch it right now. If you can't see it now, you can watch it later. It's fine. Yeah. Some people are reaching out to me right now saying it's a good show. We see some feedback here. Some are DMing us. Some are going to probably catch on it now or a little later. That's fine. Come in the building. This is a show that never ends. And we just want to bring you guys a real life topic that actually just recently happened and something entertainment, but obviously of also very, controversial topic and a little bit touchy. So of course, very split feelings and emotions. We don't want to, say nothing that people get upset about us about, but we're speaking the truth. A lot of people out there might not feel us out. People that feel like you got to protect your wife at all costs, but not to be confused a guy that's like a loose cannon. And Will Smith acted like a loose cannon, which is very uncharacteristic of him. And again, some women might feel different and have opinions. We don't want to argue, ladies out there with no guys because they're in their feelings with their women, or guys that have been through something similar and go through it, guys that maybe having a divorce and all that. This can relate to a lot of those things because, truth be told, Jen and Will were close to, she just said they were close to ending his marriage, which would be crazy. They've been married for years and they're stable. The reason they don't get divorced is because they're so open about it. There's always this open relationship. August Alsina got in the way. That guy got in the way.
Right.
He should have been more careful too. I mean, you're fucking your mom, your friend's mom, a married woman. He's clearly not a careless guy. I don't like August Alsina. I'm gonna be honest. I don't like him. I don't like that guy, man.
Right.
I don't care for his music. I do like some of his songs here and there. I'm just not a fan of him like that. He sounds like a hoe ass dude, Captain Sebaho. Don't give a fuck about that guy, man. It is what it is. Breaking up happy families, home record. No, we just can't. I mean, come on now. Some just things, bro. Like a great wise criminal once said, sometimes it's good to be human, and sometimes no. You don't have to bang that lady. She's a man. Just tell her to chill. You know what I mean? And now he did it. He bragged about it. We forgot about him, about his whole ass.
Agreed.
But people are also saying that, well, how come, where was it? Like Mary section mentioned earlier, where was a slap for August Alsina, Uncle Murda, called her crazy name. People reference Jedi as this bitch, right? This bitch got Willie's feelings, blah, blah, blah. They're saying names. He don't just know that, but he had to go and speak Chris Rock. That's what my problem is, to be honest. Not what he did, but how come he doesn't just, what is everybody else? Again, would you ever address 50 Cent like that? You went up there and cracked 50? 50 will put you down with one punch. LL Cool J, same thing. And again, guess what? Will can fight. Will is no slouch. For all we know, maybe we can beat him. But would he have started something like that with him? We don't know. Eminem said, well, Will Smith don't got a curse on his rap records. Well, I do, so fuck him and fuck you too. And it's this was something that happened at the 99 Awards, something with the presentation. Eminem felt some kind of way to diss Will Smith. It took Will Smith like 10 years to make a small response of Eminem. Like, wow, dude. Come on, dude. You're a celebrity. I get it. You're an entertainer, but be a man. You need to be a man. And sometimes take it easy. I mean, your ego doesn't have to be that way. I can understand a clown-ass motherfucker being like, yo, dude, he dissed your wife. You're not going to do nothing about it? Like those fucking idiots, those cats that always talk shit instigators. Except this is what? This is Jada there. It wasn't none of that situation. It was just boom,
Right.
I don't know, dude. I mean, we covered a good amount of top. I mean, you could sit on this for a lot longer, but we definitely touched some good points. I mean, will it be better? This is style right here. Fuck it all. Yeah, stuff out. Yeah, will it get better? Like, we wish them all the best, and hopefully, him and Chris Rock can go through this. They can make some money, figure it all out, make a movie together, a tour. I mean, they should never be beef. It should never happen. Clearly, you can see how cool they were in '99 and in 2005. Now, all of a sudden, a small joke is made, and it's all World War III. I mean, they got beef. I don't buy it. Like D'Angelo said, I don't buy it. I just don't know how authentic this really was. Why, of all people, why did he work with Kevin Hart? He's a Philly guy. Another one, a really short guy. People don't take him seriously. He would respect Kevin Hart, by the way, too. He would have fucked with Kevin Hart. Will Smith. Right. He would not have smacked 50 Cent. No way in hell. He would not have smacked Dave Chappelle. I just don't think so. Dave Chappelle is something about him. He moves different.
Right. Agreed, man.
Would he have smacked Dane Cook? If Dane Cook was on stage saying it, would he smack him?
I don't know.
Dane Cook.
Crazy.
Like, ooh. He's so weird, Dane Cook, He's like making funny sound effect noises. He's another one that fell off. But see, he fell off too much. Nobody cares about Dane Cook now. People still care about Chris Rock and Kevin Hart. They're on top of their game, Like these kind of comedians. Nobody cares about fucking Dane Cook. Dane Cook left. Dane Cook can get it. Oh, yeah, Dane Cook. Yeah, he can get it. He's nobody neither. But I'll tell you who's not going to get it. Like I said, again, he's not walking up to Joe Rogan saying that. To anybody who's really muscular, he's not doing that. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Hell, Brendan Schaub is a fucking scrub at comedy. He sticks to MMA and to talk about MMA, and he does some comedies. And guess what? He's not stepping up to Brendan Schaub. He's a former UFC fighter. He'll toss Will Smith on the side of his head. And he said it, I don't give a fuck about Will Smith. He said, I don't like what he did. He's not stepping up to Ari Spears. For those who know, Ari Spears, very famous guy, very funny dude, big, husky, fat boy, kind of, But Will Smith is not putting hands on him. He's like, get the fuck out of here, Will, man. You should have done it. All the comedians got Chris Rock's back, and I'm glad. I'm actually happy about that. Just like a lot of actors and rappers might have Will Smith's back and guys from Philly, but then again, they might not. It's always been that way. Some people might just be more objective. Like, no, you fucked up. We're from Philly, and we know Will Smith fucked up. He don't act like that. He shouldn't have done that. It got nothing to do with improving yourself. That's what Jada thinks. And just to trick his mind, to fuck with his head. No, you don't gotta prove nothing. You can tell them like, yo, be like this, yo, Chris, or yell at him, yo, Chris, enough of jokes. If you're even, but you got opted, did all that, and be like, disappointed you. Come on, dog. He could have said it laughing. Yo, Chris, leave my wife out of this, man. Leave my wife out of this. Come on, man. Move on. You know what I mean? He could have said like laughing a little, like Chris, or he could be like, Chris, we're about to fight, buddy. We're about to fight. He lets you know that like, yo, he's kind of serious, but he's still joking. But to get up there and do that, don't forget Kevin Hart. That's Thal. Yeah, we mentioned Thal. Kevin Hart's not stepping no one is around. He's about 2 feet tall. He's a midget in a suit. That's what he is. Kevin Hart would keep to the Lilas. He was there about 2 months ago. He was through. He came through. He was hanging out the very top, and they shut the whole section for him. And I mentioned something's there to somebody, and somebody's like, yo, don't say nothing to you. You don't want them to know. I'm like, man, calm the fuck down. Nobody wants to see no fucking Kevin Hart here like that. But the girls only want to see it for money. Nobody cares about Kevin Hart. He's this tall. Who is he fucking in that place? You know, I'm just being honest. Kevin's like 2 feet tall, you know. He's just, but he's famous, and you know, he's a respectful guy. He's smart. He comes there, he gets a section on the corner, doesn't really, you know, he's not seen. Actually, he told me last night, Will Smith used to go to the Lilas in the 90s. He used to go there a lot back in the day, actually. He's been there before. Yeah, I mean, he's been around for 30 years, and around the time they first made the place, Will Smith was coming out with the Fresh Prince, and also it was kind of like the beginning, you know. He was already famous in Philly in the late 80s, early 90s because of songs and all that. So he's another one. He's been there before. I mean, you know, Amber Rose used to work there, so a lot of celebrities have been there. But again, just the Kanye thing. Funny how this thing overshadowed completely the Kanye thing, because the Kanye thing is entertaining to those that follow it. I mean, I wasn't following that much. Now you're hearing only Will Smith and Jada and Chris Rock. Kanye and Skeet, they're taking a back seat right now. I wonder what Kanye's thinking on all this. I feel like he's backing up Will Smith because, you know, Kanye's another simp, you know, in all honesty. He's a freak, but he's a simp. The girl was nothing to do with you, and she was going after her still, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
Well,
I don't know. I think we're gonna get ready to. I think we can wrap it up because we've covered a lot. We're 2 hours on right now, guys.
Yeah, we covered a good amount. We have a nice.
We still have some of y'all rocking with us, so we appreciate y'all. Don't have an opportunity.
Good, yeah. I know what you're talking about. Something about being seeing some money opportunities. Sounds good, pal. We'll definitely talk to you. Appreciate you coming in a little later. Yeah, people definitely tuned in. I mean, you know, today was a good one. We try to spread as much as we can, man. I mean, very unfortunate, guys. The timing couldn't be more impeccable. Me and Steve had a meeting earlier, a monthly meeting, and we had some coffee and took a little walk in the park and all. We come home. It's like I was having trouble with the lights. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's the weather. He had no Wi-Fi. Somehow we started late, so maybe it's just an act of God.
Right.
So Mary's checking in. Our guy Mary's on the check-in.
So Mary said, good show, guys. Make sure to hit the like button on the way out. Yeah, if you guys have not liked, if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, smash the like button. If you're on YouTube, as always, if you're not already subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you guys can get notifications when we go live every single week. On Facebook, you're probably already in the group, but still hit that like button. It helps.
You know the funniest thing about this is, bro? The weirdest thing is a lot of these hoe-ass beta dudes, bro, these hoe-ass ninjas, they're not going to feel us, bro. They're just not going to feel us, you know. All they care is about a smile and a fat ass and a pair of titties. They're going to be like, oh, you do this, so you somebody clown your wife. But see, you spring a false narrative. And again, we didn't do it on behalf of the man should stick for his wife. I mean, he just say, you got to protect your family and all that. He did it because he felt like he felt obligated almost because of what Jada seen. I mean, he probably let it go because, in all honesty, I'm all about protect your family. But here's the thing. There was nothing to protect there. Our dignity and honor, it was nothing. He said nothing. I can understand if it was about entanglement or that. It would be like yours between us. I mean, but again, they put it on social media so the whole world knows. So how can you tell people, oh, mind your business about us? You guys put your problems and issues on the round table. So that's what I'm saying, bro. I mean, you know, honestly, there was nothing to really defend. If he called her a bitch or a hoe, then yeah, then by all means, go up there. Then at this point, I'm just saying, then yeah, you can actually even punch him. But Chris is pretty, for being a comedian, joking and roasting, pretty respectful. He was nothing. He's like, Jada, I love you, you know. I don't know, man. I mean, it is what it is, you know. Well, it shall pass, and you'll be on the wrap up 2022. It's already 2022 has been already a crazy wild year, and only gonna get wilder. I mean, we'll see how everything else goes. Yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see. But you know how to see, bro. People having fun and going in, and just everybody interacting. You know, I mean, we got like things coming up, guys. My birthday's coming up. I do want to say shout out to my man Jay. You don't know, you guys don't know him. Some people that follow these might know him. He's a friend of mine that comes to the club a lot. He's a regular there, very, you know, chill guy, you know, connected guy, real cool. Me and him sometimes we kick it sometimes, and He's one of my homies, one of my older homies. Coolest motherfucker ever. It's funny thing because his name is, I call him Jay. I call him other Jay with the white tee because he wears a white tee and a hat, or light skin Jay. He reminds me a little of Juicy J from 56 Mafia, and his name is Jay too, but Jay's the man though. Jay's a good dude. Me and Jay talked about it. He's like, sometimes men do crazy things for their wives, and he's like, I don't agree with what I said, but at the same time, you can't fault him too much. It's just that, the way that he did it. So yeah, but shout out to Jay because Jay's my guy, and Jay, I might try to bring him the podcast one day, or we'll figure something out. Real cool dude. Always shows me respect. He's one of the guys that respects me the most. He knows in that building, bro. He knows 4 walls there. And every time he comes in here, always calls me bro. Always shakes my hand, even if I'm not around there. So respect to that guy. Because a lot of people there probably don't see it. They're just, they're stuck in their own ways. Jay gets money, and he's a real G like that. So shout out to Jay. Shout out to some of our recent guests, and of course the people watching, and salute you guys. D'Angela, Sneezer, T, Tranik, Thao. My sister from another, my man Elijah. I don't know if I was watching.
Sister from another mister.
Sister from another mister, yeah.
D'Angela, Tal, Marius. We had Vanita tonight.
Vanita.
We also had D'Angela was on there again.
Marius, Selena. Oh yeah, my girl Selena. What's up, Selena? Thanks for watching, everybody. We text some people, and because again, for this one's a little special episode because it's such a big one, but people seen the post. They weren't like lost to be like, okay, what's the topic? I guess people were like, yo, what are you guys going live? People were waiting.
Layla
commented. People were watching, so appreciate it.
There's a lot of people I personally know that were watching tonight as well.
Yeah.
So shout out to all of you for. Yeah.
Definitely. And, we hope that we get an entertainment show, guys. Again, it's part of Hollywood. It's not going to be the first or last slap or situation. More drama. Hollywood's nothing but drama. It's become spineless, and there's no morals. I even said fuck Hollywood yesterday in a post, but, it is what it is. Don't expect Hollywood to be morally right and be this big, family. It's all about can make money, have fun, it's entertainment. It's not always like my job. It's a good place and cool, but it's not a lot of morals all the time. There, people do what they want to do for their own reason, and you got to have thick skin. Which is why I can't let that kind of shit corrupt me. I'm gonna be me regardless, bro. But I'm in this entertainment thing too, and I've seen things how they are. And I see a lot of shitty things happening behind closed doors in every industry or community, whether it's Hollywood or entertainment or the music industry. It's a lot of fuckery, a lot of selling your soul, lying. I'm not gonna say Will Smith sold out, but people have been selling out. So, and we can kind of talk about this. We can do another episode or something similar, but today we get to bring you guys this because it's the biggest story in the world right now. And it's a shame. Ukraine should be the biggest story, but yet this one somehow overshadows everything. So
true. I think I'm gonna wrap up here, man, because we've been on for 2 hours. Appreciate everybody that kind of tuned in tonight, guys. We'll be back next week for episode 77 of the podcast, and it's actually going to feature a good friend of mine named Bill.
We have a guest in the building, guys.
We have a really interesting topic for next week, guys. So stay posted on that. We'll release that content as the week goes on, so we'll have a build up on it. But appreciate everybody that commented in tonight, everybody that watched, everybody that tuned in on YouTube and Facebook. Appreciate you guys. And with that being said, appreciate you too, bro, taking the time to sit down tonight when we discuss this. With that being said, I'm just gonna let you guys just have a great weekend, and we will see you next week for episode 77.
Yeah, it's been real, man. But everybody, thank you guys, and have a great weekend. Yo, Steve, I'll hang up for 1 minute after the broadcast. But yeah, definitely well said, man. We'll have another good one, and there's some upcoming events, guys. So for those who know, I just did a podcast. I just did a seminar, and me and Steve might even do like a little call show in these days or talk about some other issues. Not a show per se. It might be like a Wednesday, but we might remember talked about that. Get together and do a little live or something. Might do something like
that.
Yep.
And with that being said, I'm going to play the little outro here.
Fuck that shit, I'm out.
Fuck that shit, I'm out. I gotta get out of here. It's getting late. I gotta
Shit, I'm out.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We appreciate you guys.
Deuces, guys. Have a great night. Have a great weekend. We'll see you next week.
Later. Peace.